Yo, what's going on? Welcome to the show. I am Tim Pool with my buddy
What up? I'm Adam Krigler.
And then
What's
we have
going on?
Lydia of White Run.
Hello.
How's it going? So I'll just do the promo first. Hit the like button if you haven't already. If you're coming in, hit the like button.
I already did. I hit that like button.
Perfect.
Right away.
This is a show where we talk about stuff, and I don't know, we just talk about stuff. That's about it. Like every other podcast, every person and their mother has. But if you wanna have your comment read, you can jump in the super chat.
Yeah,
and
hit the like button.
hit the like
subscribe.
button. Man,
hit F.
The delay on the show is huge. I didn't even realize it's like a 30-second delay.
I thought it was like a couple minutes.
I guess it's so that if someone says a naughty word, we can shut it off.
Wait,
naughty word. That's what they do. They have a 7-second delay on broadcast television.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So that's why you might have noticed this periodically. Someone will be talking, and then all of a sudden there will be a weird stop, and it'll be like a time jump, and they'll be like, "Oh, we're so sorry about that, everybody." And it's like
Some technical difficulties.
No. They'll straight up say they'll just apologize.
Oh,
but
sorry about that.
They press a button and
papers.
they can catch it in advance if someone swears or something. I don't know what they do these days. I mean, everything's different.
Yeah.
But so we got a bunch of stories. We're gonna talk about the dystopian future.
Yes.
Yeah, the dystopian nightmare
Yeah.
that is. No, this is cool because this whole thing.
Yes. Wait. Am I excited about this?
You
wait.
are.
Okay. Yes.
Okay, yes.
Because this is our segue from mainstream culture into conspiracy paranoia.
Riding the line. Yeah.
Right. So it's like all we do is talk about coronavirus all day, and it's really annoying.
Not anymore.
Nobody wants to.
No.
But for real, the example we give in the past few days is like we talked about Sonic the Hedgehog and Birds of Prey and like UFOs and stuff, and now all of a sudden everything is just dominated by this coronavirus
I
stuff.
miss those days.
Well, so we have a couple
Wonderful
stories.
days.
Yeah.
Don't you miss those days? Remember we used to talk about UFOs?
Yeah,
You
we
guys
have a
remember?
UFO.
Yeah.
And now we have one. It's so fitting, but
We're bringing it back.
oh, exciting.
All right. Well, so here's a plan.
Okay.
We have this story. We have a couple stories that are just very dystopian, nightmarish, and it's kind of like broaching the line of conspiratorial, like the government New World Order stuff. And then from there, we're going to jump straight into New World Order, Denver Airport conspiracy, and Admiral Byrd and Operation High Jump.
I don't know a lot I'm
Me neither.
Kind of
Me neither.
excited to
So we just-
dig in that a
We're
little
gonna learn
bit.
about it. Yeah.
Shambhala, the city in the center of the earth.
Yeah. What? Just learned about that.
I
Such
love
a
it.
great name, Shambhala.
But hey,
That's
hey,
like
hey.
a good cat name.
Yeah.
We are current event driven people. So check this out. The stories we have in the Denver airport from a couple weeks ago.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
I thought you said it was from the 90s or something.
No. Like all the
They were
stuff they
painted,
did was
yeah.
like
Oh,
in the 90s.
The murals are from the 90s.
But this is what's interesting. So, a lot of people were talking about Denver Airport and Admiral Byrd the other day, and it turns out there's some recent articles about both of these things.
Yes.
Is Admiral Byrd like Andrew Bird's father or something?
Great grandfather, Andrew Byrd.
Oh, is he like really
Larry
old?
Byrd?
Oh yeah, dude.
This
Do
was
you
I don't know
Andrew Byrd?
the musician.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's from
really good.
Chicago, isn't he?
Is he? Awesome.
Yeah, he did like the
That's
loop
great.
track stuff, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
All right. Well, our lead story is it's coronavirus related, but we'll get through it. We'll fight through it, everybody.
It's
we got
caused
this.
by coronavirus, but it's not necessarily about it.
It's actually awesome, and
I've been playing a lot of Division 2, and I'm just looking at this drone, and I'm like,
this is cool.
I use this. I use this in the game.
All right, let's get the context.
Go
All right,
ahead.
so this is a story that's been going around. California city to use Chinese night vision drones banned by U.S. Army to enforce coronavirus lockdown. Look at this photo. Could you imagine? What?
Did we press record?
Oh, we did not.
We did not.
Oh
All
man,
right.
how did I miss that?
That's all good.
Let's get an F. Let's
Yeah.
get an F
Yep.
in there.
For real this
I'm
time.
fired.
Yeah,
Let's
man.
get an F
F
going.
for fired.
F
just
for
gotta
not
press a
hitting
button.
record.
That's all good. We'll just get started with our segment.
Where were we?
Shout out to the comments. You
We're
guys are
starting
great.
our segment.
Okay, check this out. So we have the story from American Military News. They say California city to use Chinese night vision drones banned by U.S. Army to enforce coronavirus lockdown. And this photo is actually really cool, but it reminds me of like all of these dystopian, futuristic, I don't know, fantasy worlds, books, cartoons, whatever, where like the drones fly around and like stop and like, citizen, you're outside of your home.
Yeah.
You must go home immediately. And now that's literally what's happening. I mean, well, okay, not literally, but the drones are actually tracking people to see if they're breaking curfew.
Yeah, they look at your phone, right?
That's crazy.
Do they?
That's what I heard.
Wow.
Just
Yeah.
leave your phone at home, done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Booyah.
Put on all black.
Yep.
Get your bow and arrow. You
Yep.
gotta be quiet. That's why. And then you lurk around. I'm just kidding. Please,
And when the
please
drone,
don't do this.
And when the
anybody.
drone comes, It doesn't even know you're there.
That's right.
You gotta
And
have
it's
really
gone.
good aim though, because
Well,
In the
well,
dark?
it's a small target.
Yeah.
we did just watch the movie The Hunt, and in it they say don't shoot the drone because now they know you're there.
Yes, that's true.
So this is I'm not super.
Unless you're actually not anywhere close to your home, because then you can shoot it and then dip back, because then they'll go there looking for the person who shot down the drone.
you know what's really
Yeah.
what's really scary about this is how awesome it sounds to be like a resistance member.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're like running around and you're like a drone for the establishment. Take it out.
I'm imagining like John Connor in the future,
Yeah, man.
you know, fighting the drones.
Sounds exciting.
This is what a lot of these like activist people who wear all black think they're doing when they
man.
go around like bashing old women over the head and like knocking
They
them to the
are
ground.
not doing that.
No, but I feel like we're getting dangerously close to that world where we're going to be in it. So this is in Chula Vista, California. Police. So I do want to point out, man, they really laid on the framing of this article.
Chula Vista, where is that?
So it's in California. Like, isn't Chula Vista like is that LA area?
Is it LA?
I don't know. I don't know.
Never heard
Let
about
me
that.
see. I know. It's
But
in
they
California.
call it a Chinese drone. It's like, yes, that's true. It's DJI. It's the drones everybody
Technically
flies.
correct.
you know
Yeah, it's
what I
like 77% of
mean? Seriously.
the drone market is DJI. I was
It's-
actually just randomly reading an article about that an hour ago.
It's true though. I mean,
Should've
it is
brought that
Chinese
up.
made, and but I thought they were banned because they were Chinese made.
Really? Why?
So here's what I think. It says it's banned by the U.S. Army.
I would have assumed it had something to do with the night vision or something. It's like because
The
a
Army
drone is a drone. Like they're not banned. So
No, but I
why
think-
would a night vision drone be?
Chinese. They don't.
Oh, because it was Chinese.
Yeah, there's a.
But most of them are. So are all
Right.
drones banned?
they're not all Chinese. So it's like you gotta buy American. I mean,
right.
that,
I mean,
look,
we were at Best Buy like a month ago, and they had all sorts of DJI drones.
Yeah, the Mavic. I
So
got
it's
one.
like-
Well, here's the big fear is that this is a few years ago. There was fears that China was putting Wi-Fi and Bluetooth hidden inside like toasters and coffee makers, for real. And that way, when
Oh wait, no, for real they were, or for real this is what the rumor was.
this is, it's hard to call it a rumor. It's a little bit more than a rumor, but around there, it's
Well,
like
either
it's not a
it's
confirmed
rumor-
story.
Either rumor or it's not.
Well, it's hard
Well,
to
it's
tell
because
sometimes.
I'll put it this way:
Wi-Fi
rumor-
and
a-
toasters.
a rumor would be like your buddy being like, "You hear this crazy story?"
Okay.
A conspiracy theory would be like a person screeching online, being like, "They're putting all the toasters and the water purifiers."
Okay, so it's just a conspiracy theory.
No. This one was the U.S. Army saying, out of credible intelligence reports, that China has been doing this. We are now going to stop using this. But there was a pushback saying it's not true. Some people think it was just an effort to get the U.S. to spend money on U.S.-made products, like it's an excuse to not buy Chinese. But there was a fear that if you buy this, like I'll put it this way. Would you, if you went to war with somebody and you were using their tech, they'd
Right.
press the button and your drones would fall out of the sky.
Or just they can like tap into the feed
Exactly.
and be like, what are they looking at? Oh, they're following that citizen. Ha ha, we got them looking at their own citizens.
Dude, think about computers.
Yeah,
They're all made over in China. And so how much you want to bet all of our computers that are made in China, they've got some kind of backdoor put in them? Why not?
Oh, for
I
sure.
don't want to believe that, but
Probably true.
I can see that it could be possible, but
There's some Chinese
Nah.
dude right now who's like watching you watch porn. And he's just like sitting there eating popcorn in like a Chinese authoritarian firewall police. Just like,
That makes me
Ooh.
uncomfortable.
I mean,
don't
well,
like it.
I'll tell you what, it gets better. That not only is there a Chinese guy doing it, but there's an NSA guy doing it. They're both sitting there watching.
They're just chilling.
And then the NSA guy, he DMs the Chinese guy, and he's like, "Yo, can you believe what he's watching? This stuff's freaky." And he's like, "Yeah, man, I swear." I mean, that'd actually be cool.
No
If
That's
that's
thanks.
why we're having a plague.
no, look, but if the NSA guys and the Chinese people were friends and we weren't going to go to war, there's some benefits there. But
Sure.
anyway, I don't know exactly why it was banned. They just say, we have not traditionally mounted speakers to our drones, but if we need to cover a large area to get an announcement out, or there were a crowd somewhere that we needed to disperse, we could do it without getting police officers involved. They're literally talking about drones that are going to talk to you and be like, citizen, return to your home. Like, wow.
so they have speaker systems on them?
That's what he just
my
said.
gosh.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
dude. They're going to be outfitted with night vision and loudspeakers.
That's crazy.
So here's what we say. The U.S. officials warned against using Chinese drones domestically. So I think it's just really about it being Chinese made.
Yeah.
Chula Vista may also use its drones to relay messages to the city's homeless, who may have less access to information about specific coronavirus orders. Wow.
That's kind of
It-
interesting.
It's both really cool and horrifying at the same time.
Yeah, what the
The
heck?
drone comes down and it's like, homeless citizen, there is a quarantine. And like,
Go to this
wow.
location.
You know
and
what'd
then
be
it
cool?
like turns to the other one. Jeffrey? Hey,
No.
Jeffrey.
Yeah.
It's your friend Matt. What up?
And then the homeless
By
guy,
the way, you got to go home.
the homeless guy's like, I have a question, and then the drone turns. Well, 1 second, turns back. Yo, did you watch the new episode of Westworld, man? New season's coming out.
Yeah.
I saw Tiger King, dude. You see it?
Oh, man.
And then like 2 drones come down, and the 2 drones are talking to each other.
It's like cops parked opposite ways on the street.
But no, it is simultaneously really cool to like get to live in this nightmare dystopia. You know,
So
it's like
cool.
It's
that's what I'm
interesting
saying.
to
It's like
watch.
horrifying at the same time.
Yeah.
I'm not really scared of drones, other than like the blades could hurt somebody if some moron's flying it. So they got to figure out that.
Yeah.
These things can be dangerous, man. So that I love how they use the victim defense. We need to tell them we actually have resources for them. They are vulnerable right now, Sally said. It might be impractical or unsafe for officers to be put in those areas.
Right. So again, the
Wait,
cops just don't want to get sick.
No, right.
They're like, we're
Yeah,
not
that
going to
is
go over
part
there.
of
We're
it.
just going to
We're-
send drones everywhere
we're
because
sending
we
the-
can't risk it.
We're sending the drones because we care about you.
Yes, so much.
Yeah.
By the way, put these cuffs on. It's for
Yeah.
your own protection.
Try
Right.
these.
We're just
Sure.
trying to keep you safe.
Mhm.
Yeah, but that's the big fear, right? Do we just blindly trust the government? How do we know that this thing's actually going to end when it's going to end?
We don't.
Or if it's even real.
Yeah.
I'm just.
No, I mean, never let a good crisis go to waste.
Yes.
That's what they say.
It would be absurd, in my opinion, to think that China and the U.S. have teamed up, like, secretly
Well,
for a grand
there's
global
like 5 or
conspiracy.
6 states that banned abortions now because they were like, oh well, it's we gotta just
Did they
ban
really?
it. Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Texas,
non-essential.
they're fighting. now.
Everyone's going for this. Like, the
Ohio,
gun shops getting
some other
shut down, too.
places. Just
So-
like wow.
But we see the gun shops get shut down.
Mhm.
We also see the inverse. Like,
Yep.
everybody's taking their opportunity to just be like, now's my chance.
Everyone's afraid. Let's
Seize
take
control.
advantage of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah.
So they say China reportedly introduced large-scale drone enforcement during its coronavirus lockdown efforts, and citizens said drones would relay messages to tell people to remain in certain areas or call out pedestrians not wearing face masks. What we saw in China, and what we're probably going to see around the world, is using drones with cameras and loudspeakers to fly around to see if people are gathering where they shouldn't be and telling them to go home, he said. It's a little Orwellian, but this could save lives. I love the but.
But
Security. Yeah.
that's a big but.
Yeah, so this is one thing I've kind of been harping on for a bit. We've like the First Amendment's been just crushed completely.
Yep.
There's no-
Basically.
Yeah.
It's like what? That you're not allowed to go out wearing a mask? Didn't the government say we don't need to wear masks?
Kind of.
Kinda, or what?
Well, so early on, there was the main narrative was that it's not as effective for people to wear masks, and if everyone goes out to buy masks, then medical professionals won't get them.
Okay.
The irresponsible media then turned that it was corrupted into don't wear a mask.
Ah, yes. The telephone through the media.
Right. So masks
course.
obviously work, but there's a problem with it's better if everyone's wearing a mask.
Okay.
It's much better if medical professionals have priority access to them.
Yeah, but all across the country, there are no masks.
There are
I-
now.
There
There-
is now?
Well, they're finding some everywhere.
Finding
Oh, they're
some
just conveniently
somewhere.
finding
But
them.
nobody has masks. How are you supposed to go out at all and get food or even look for masks?
Well, now
Whoa. You don't have a mask. Get in your home.
You can't buy
they're
any masks.
like-
they're
what?
just now starting to
How?
say you get masks.
Right.
So
But
this is-
there is no masks.
So this is the main issue I take with it is that it's always about the lie justifying their goal.
Yeah.
Like it was obvious that masks did help to a certain degree.
Mm-hmm.
The point I tried making early on, and I probably deserve some criticism for this too, because what I was saying is you shouldn't buy masks because, for one, medical professionals need access to them first.
Yeah.
Two, when the people wear masks and protective gear, they do it in a really methodical way. Like you have to put them on a specific. What is it called?
Yeah, I saw the
it's
the
a-
procedure.
PPE, you
Yeah,
have to
there's-
put it on in the right order.
There's a word for putting on and taking it.
Donning and doffing?
Yes, there you go.
Yeah.
So what we were seeing a lot of was people who were buying them and having no idea how to use them,
Yeah.
and then getting filthy and then just getting sick anyway.
Yep.
So,
Or with full beards with a mask
Right.
over. It's like,
yeah, that's
nice.
not going to work.
Good job.
but
Yeah.
I guess now that they feel confident they're going to get the masks they need or something, they're starting to say maybe everyone should wear masks.
well, all these companies are making them too.
Yeah, people
Yeah.
are stepping up.
My
which
I
Pillow.
mean,
love
I
to
got a
see.
few people that I know that are just cranking masks out.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Even my sister's making a bunch of masks.
like
Really?
that.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
how? Like sewing?
Just yeah, she's
Cool.
got a sewing
Wow, that's
machine,
awesome.
just making them.
Yeah.
She's got a couple kids to worry about too. So
Right.
It's like make
Yeah,
some
they-
masks for them.
They
Yeah.
found that the N95 masks,
Mhm.
like the ones with the actual filters,
Yeah.
really, really good. But even like I guess Trump said something like put a scarf on because it still helps.
Yeah, I mean, if they say the molecule is tiny, but it still rides in the moisture in the air, so it would make sense that having something to filter it, you're lessening the chances of getting it.
Yeah.
So what's the harm in wearing something?
Now we got a bunch of companies that have switched to making masks, like the MyPillow guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got a bunch of flack. Everybody was yelling at him, but New Balance.
I don't understand why would you give him flack for that?
He brought God into it.
Yeah, he was like saying, now's the time to come to family, read the Bible, and stuff like that. But
who cares?
Yeah, he's
Right.
doing something good.
Who
Like, why not
why
focus
do you
on
care
that?
so much, people?
Yeah,
Dude,
we
You
need
know, I mean, that's the
masks.
libertarian in me. Like, I don't have to believe what he's believing.
Sure.
I don't have to like take that to heart and be like, wait a minute, you don't believe what I believe, so now I'm going to be mad at you. It's like, come on, man.
I almost imagine it
people.
like, imagine Mike Lindell was like, here you go, buddy. Here's a mask. My mask is the best mask. You sweat out of his hand, and you're like, get your religious mask out of my face. I'd rather get sick.
That mask is religious. I don't want it.
I can't have it.
What?
Alright,
How?
alright.
If a communist gave me a mask and had a sickle and a hammer on it, and it was an N95, I'd be like, thank you, sir.
Yep.
I don't care,
Right,
dude.
seriously.
I'm
Thanks,
not.
Brock.
I'm not worried about showing up to a rally of like anti-communists. Like, if you give me a functioning mask and you want to put your thing on it, I'll take it if I need
I
it.
picture some Family Guy scene where he goes to take the mask and puts it on. The mask is like, whoa, sir. Have you read the Bible today?
Oh, got to
It's
take
like,
this one off.
Okay.
sorry, no. And he's like, no, I'm out of here. And he walks out the door. It's like,
You can give me a social justice fist
I need
rainbow
the
flag
rainbow
mask,
flag
and I'll be
mask,
like, dude,
yeah.
I do not care. You can give me a mask with a picture of the good Lord and the cross. I'll be like, thank you for the mask.
you know
I
what's funny?
appreciate it,
The
yeah.
My Pillow commercial's on the TV
It's
right over
literally
there.
on right now.
yeah?
Oh, what the heck?
There we go.
I did,
Love it.
you know, there was all these different people like digging dirt up on this guy now, and just like to like, oh well, he's not the perfect person. It's like nobody's the perfect person. Nobody.
Right.
And sure, he did some stuff and his, you know,
He's a crack addict.
yeah, there's whatever, and like, you know, his company's got into some tax issue or some stupid thing, and it's
Yeah.
like, but he's paying it off, and it's like, why? He's doing us a help. He's doing a service. That's good.
And they called it I think it was CNN called it a PR stunt.
Not really.
But it's like
Everything
everything's a PR.
everything
you know
is
what I mean?
in some sense. Yeah.
Was it a PR stunt when Facebook gave masks? They were like, we bought all these masks and we're gonna give them to hospitals. That wasn't a PR stunt.
Yeah. Well, I
Pillow
mean,
guy.
So
it's the same thing as like saying it's religious. It's like you can take that to heart as what you think it is, but in the end, it's still help. Like this whole
Right.
thing with Russia, like Trump accepted all this stuff from Russia, like the help, the big plane full of stuff, and everyone's like, oh man, it makes us look so weak, and Russia's superiority over us. And it's like, or we also really need that help
Yeah.
right now because China makes all our stuff and hasn't given us anything. So Trump's like, yeah, it's good that they're giving us this stuff because we need it. What do you think about that?
Well, I agree. I mean, no matter
Yeah.
what he does, it's going to be bad. It's
Right,
like,
right.
here's medical relief supplies. And they're like, oh, that proves it. Trump is working for Russia. See, Putin is
Okay.
giving his second in command important. Shut up,
Would
dude.
you rather get the stuff from China? Like, honest question, huh?
Would you
Yeah.
rather
You got
die?
China
yeah, would you like to
turning
die?
the ships around that we actually paid for the masks. They're like,
This-
no, we're going to keep them.
This actually reminds me of a religious joke. You guys want to hear it?
Sure.
Okay.
I don't know if you call it a joke, but it's something that I heard a lot when I was younger. So there's a man in his home, and a storm hits. All of a sudden, the waters start rising, and there's a flood. Someone runs to his door, or as the floodwaters are rising, and he sees on the news what's happening, he prays to God, saying, "Please save me! Don't let the flood, kill me." And then someone knocks on his door and says, "We're getting everyone out of here! Quick, hop in the truck before the waters get too high." And he says, "No, the good Lord will save me." And they were like, "Buddy, don't be crazy! Get in the car! We're leaving! The flood's coming!" And he's like, "Nope, I know the Lord will save me." So then as the waters start rising and he climbs up to the second floor, he starts praying again, "Please don't let me die. The flood is now too high." When all of a sudden there's a knock on the window on the second floor because the flood's so high, and there's a boat. And the guy in the boat's like, "Quick, get in the boat. We got to get out of here." And he says, "No, the Lord will save me." And so the guy's like, "Are you nuts?" And he goes, "I refuse. The Lord will save me." And the guy takes off on the boat. So then the water starts rising. He climbs onto the roof. And now the water is getting close to his ankles. The flood's coming, and he's like, "Help me, Lord," when a helicopter comes. And they throw a rope down. And they're like, "Quick, climb up." And he goes, "No, the Lord will save me." And then they're like, "Are you nuts?" Once again, they take off. The floodwaters rise, and the man dies. He goes to heaven. And when he gets there, he gets to meet God. And he goes, "I don't understand. I was religious my whole life, and I begged you for help, and you let me die. And he goes, I sent a truck, a boat, and a helicopter. You wouldn't take any one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's
I-
exactly how that would work.
The assumption that you can't take help from someone because you expect it to be perfect is what I get from that too.
Yeah.
Along with the, God works in mysterious ways
What do
kind
you
of
What do you
idea.
think he would have accepted? Like a big hand that came out
Right.
of the sky.
Like a literal
Hop
angel.
on, little man.
Yes.
Like put him in the safe zone.
I think it's a good joke because it works religiously and not.
Yeah.
Like, to accept
Okay.
the help from people who offer it,
Yep.
it's never going to be exactly what you expect. You know what I mean?
Yeah, help and opportunities. They come along. You got to take it.
Exactly.
What's that saying? God helps those who help themselves.
Well,
Eh,
God
don't
works in mysterious ways, right?
Sure.
But
Sure.
shall we move on to the snitch on your neighbor portion of this?
Yes.
So
Yes.
Oh man.
this is
great.
Niagara this week. I don't know what this website is. It's like is it for Niagara, New York or
I'm
something?
guessing.
But
Hey, is it news guarded?
no,
Is
it's
it?
not.
Oh my gosh, we
good.
can't-
See,
no,
now
just
I,
kidding.
you got me wondering every time now.
Yeah, that's right.
You
Good.
get addicted. You're like
Oh.
someone has vetted this, even though they are they're biased, but they're all right, But this is Niagara this week. I can only assume it's the Niagara area, Niagara Falls, and that area is
Yes.
both. It's Canada and New York-ish.
It's
Okay.
like no man's land.
But they have a very important,
Basically.
a very important philosophical question for all of us.
Yes.
Should I snitch on my neighbor for not properly self-isolating during the coronavirus pandemic?
You should just scream at them.
This is silly.
What would you do?
What would I do?
Mind you-
I look out the window every day. I'm like, oh, look at the weather. Oh, look, there's my neighbor walking, with his wife. It's like
Yeah.
they're not self-isolating, but they're not sick.
Are they
they're
6 feet away from other people?
No.
not each other,
Oh.
but they're a couple. Like,
Right.
what am I gonna do? Like, hey, there's a couple. That's my neighbor,
Your
and they're
loudspeaker.
walking together, and it's like
People have done that.
that's ridiculous, though.
There was
Yeah.
Wasn't the Ubers cut off for only like in New York? Didn't he say? I forget who said it, but it's like you're only allowed to Uber if you're with your significant other.
what?
Didn't you say that? I thought
No,
that's
I don't know.
something you mentioned.
Did
the
I?
other- Like
don't think so.
3 weeks
Weird.
or a month ago or
Maybe
something.
it was a long time
Maybe
ago.
it
Yeah,
was
it
a
was a
while,
while
yeah.
ago. It was like right when it started hitting New York.
You know how you mentioned the other day that it was March 97th?
Yes.
I'm seeing everybody say the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, on Twitter, everyone's like, "Oh, what day is it?"
Yeah.
Feels like it's been 3 years in March.
April
I think-
Fools.
Yeah.
It's still
So
March.
March 32nd. Yeah.
I think it was Kyle Kalinske who said, "I'm glad the year of March has finally come to an end." Like,
Really?
what happened? It was nuts.
Oh. it's
Well, I
awful.
mean, honestly, a lot of people died. It's
Yeah.
like it's from the end of February until the end of March, 4,000 people.
4,000
So
Yeah.
people.
I don't want to go outside. I'd rather stay home. But does that mean you should snitch on your neighbors? Well, apparently one woman thinks so.
Oh my god.
In this viral video,
Oh
woman
my
flips
gosh.
out on people not isolating from coronavirus in absurd viral video.
When was
Oh,
that from?
jeez.
It's
When?
from like 2 days ago.
2 days,
wasn't it?
March 31st, so yesterday.
Yeah.
Wow, look at this. How many views? It has got a ton of views.
Should we watch it? Let's watch
I
it.
almost 3.6 million
Oh
views.
man, let's see what
Wow.
the buzz is about.
Alright.
Do you understand? And if
I'm
you
done with this shit.
so
Oh man.
be looking out for those cops.
Alright, I will.
Get out of our
I'll be
neighborhood.
looking
You're
at those
supposed to be
cops.
sheltered in place. Go ahead, put me on social media. You're a little punk. Seriously?
You're a little punk.
Seriously, I called the cops. I can't. What
Wow,
do you
I'm so
think?
scared. I'm so scared.
She's not wearing a mask. She got within 6 feet
She's
of
like
them.
3 feet
Yeah.
away from them. What the heck?
She was spitting all over him.
Ah.
When you sneak out of quarantine and Karen catches you.
Is that what it says?
That's what it says.
Oh.
That's good.
So what is this? No, I get it. That's the story. These people are weirdos, but they're doing it. Check this out. New Zealand police website for snitching on people breaking coronavirus lockdown crashes due to popularity.
Oh my gosh.
Well, if I can't
Dude.
go out, he can't neither.
yeah, neither can I.
Well, listen, I got
seriously.
a question though. If you're in your car, aren't you isolated? Isn't that an isolated
Yeah,
place?
unless you have to
And I-
roll
like,
your window down.
What's wrong with driving around?
What if you got to go to the doctor?
Or yeah, what if you're driving to the store to get food because
Yeah.
you're out of food?
You're driving in a bubble.
Yeah, they said that we can leave for essential items,
Right,
essential
go shopping.
things. It's like she saw a kid and was like, he was probably cruising like with his friend, like, yeah, we're going to the store. This sucks. We got the short straw. Oh, there's a Karen. And she's just like, ah!
She
It's
descends.
like, oh my god.
There was another
I
video.
mean, I don't know. I'm just,
There's another video that went viral of a preacher, and he started filming this woman screaming that they shouldn't be out, and she just literally screams like "Ree!" at the top of her lungs, and it's incredible.
Yeah.
And my first thought was like, she's sitting here yelling at this guy, And Mom, I'm going to ask the same question. Like, what are you doing out?
Yeah.
Because if you want to argue that you're going to the store, no, you're standing and arguing with some guy and you're supposed to be like isolating.
Yeah, I saw her hit the window, which is physically touching. Like, if she had the sickness, now that kid has the sickness.
Well, it's on his car too.
But
Well-
if he had the
Yeah.
sickness, she didn't necessarily get it from him. But definitely, it would have been the other way around, I think.
So what's up with this New Zealand? People love snitching on each other, huh?
Yeah, what the heck?
Reclaim
I don't know. I've never been there.
Reclaim the Net says one constant that's come with the spread of the coronavirus has been the proliferation of digital tools that are slowly encroaching on people's civil liberties. And recent comments from the New Zealand police revealed the alarming rate that people are willingly adopting these tools to snitch on their fellow citizens. According to the New Zealand police, a new website that was set up for citizens to snitch on people who violate the country's coronavirus lockdown rules was so popular that it crashed due to the volume of complaints it was receiving. Under New Zealand's current lockdown rules, residents have been ordered to stay at home, keep contact to a bare minimum, and stay 2 meters apart when they do leave their homes. Police Commissioner Mike Bush told reporters, "We've had 4,200 reports of people believing others weren't complying." Oh, jeez.
Oh my gosh.
Bush added, "It shows how determined Kiwis are that everyone complies with us." The rollout of this online snitching portal in New Zealand is one of several others that has been introduced across the globe. The U.S. government has also reportedly started using phone location data to track the movements of its citizens amid the coronavirus outbreak, another change that's been criticized for its impact on civil liberties. They're going to mention that the digital rights group, the Electronic Frontier Foundation, wrote, "The government has not shown that the new Dragnet location surveillance powers would significantly help to contain COVID-19, and added that fear of surveillance chills and deters free speech and association." You know, I'd be very much more on board with a lot of these organizations, like EFF, if they didn't go full on intersectional dogma, religious, weirdo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
True that.
I'll agree with them to the extent, like, you're right. They shouldn't be tracking our phone data.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, outside of that, I digress. People want to live in communist dictatorship.
It seems like it.
So I had a friend tell me a story about the Soviet Union.
Okay.
I was in Ukraine, and she was telling me that this apartment, and I'm probably ruining this, I'm probably getting the story wrong to some degree, but here's how I remembered it. There were people who lived in the unit she was in back in like the 60s or something, and then there were people who lived in the unit next to it, and the unit next to it didn't like the people, called the local police or constable or whatever, and said they were smack talking the party, the Communist Party.
Okay.
A day later, the family was gone. The unit was empty. Off to the gulag. Hard labor, 14 years, whatever. You dig ditches. You break rocks. So that's the world. What's funny is that these people in New Zealand who are reporting each other,
Yeah.
they're probably not even breaking quarantine. Like, you see someone walking to the store to go get milk, and they're like, "That person's not supposed to be outside. I'm calling the police."
It's like, what if they don't have a car and that's their only option to
Yeah.
get to the store?
Yeah.
Or the doctor, or the whatever essential thing that they're going to.
There was a party in North Jersey, and apparently it was a couple dozen people, and all the neighbors called the cops saying they're having a party. It's like nanny culture. People, it's cancel culture on steroids.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to be in the mob so bad.
That's true.
It's so weird.
Well, Eric Garcetti in LA just basically set up a program just like in New Zealand where snitches get rewards. And he wants people to call on businesses for violating the, quote, safer at home order. Sounds very nice, doesn't it?
You know what?
Bunch of people about to get some stitches.
Yeah,
Andrew
right.
Andrew Cuomo said at one of his events or whatever, his press briefings, that he's trying not to enforce hard quarantines, but people keep breaking the rules and people keep going out and ignoring this, and it's making it worse. So he's like, what are we going to have to do? We're going to have to hard enforce this and start arresting people and fining people. And he didn't want to do it, but no one's listening.
I mean, I see pictures. Like, I have friends in New York that are telling me, like, I can see the park or a park from my place, and it's filled with people.
Yep.
And, like, I see the people that are there. It's not the older generations. It's, like, the younger people, 20s, 30s.
Yeah.
And the more we find out about this, it's, like, it's much less of a chance you're going to die from this if you catch it if you're younger. So they're not afraid of it anymore.
Right.
The fear
Yep.
isn't the same.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh, I'm going to go out. I'm going to, like, it's fine. Even if I do catch it, it's like, I could beat it.
But
Yeah.
the old people
I'm
are scared.
invincible.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
everyone in their 20s believes
Right.
that
they
anyway.
They can carry it, though. That's always been my argument, is that you'll give it to your grandparents when you go home. It kind of bothers
Yep.
me.
And that's the lesson that people aren't learning. I was reading that they said something like 50% of people could be asymptomatic carriers.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, China's finding that, too.
Right. In which case, and China won't report any of it.
Right.
In which case, you go home and then all of a sudden your parents are dead.
Ugh, dude.
Because some of these people hit, they go down fast. It's like people get it, and then within a week or so, all of a sudden, they're just like, they feel fine, and then boom, boom, they hit the ground. But we do have more. Be a snitch.
Oh, boy.
Report lockdown transgressors, DA. I believe this is South Africa. I don't know. It's .co.za, so I think
Yeah.
it's South Africa, right?
I don't know.
I don't care to read too much about what the story is. I'm just showing you it's all over the world that people are doing this.
Yep.
They're gleefully saying snitching your neighbors. I remember there was this program, it probably still exists, where you go around taking pictures of license plates in your neighborhood.
Okay.
And then if the license plate is used, they pay you a fee. And so it was like the service where they basically say an easy way to make passive income. Walk around your neighborhood taking photos of license plates, upload them, and then if law enforcement, repossession, or anybody needs access to know where this thing is, you get a cut. So they're like, if the police end up impounding a vehicle, you'll get $25.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Great.
Yeah. And so I remember that being posted to Facebook a long time ago, and I was like, wow, a snitch in your neighbor program for cash. And then they deleted it right away, like, ugh. They didn't realize,
Yeah, that's bad.
So I can say, and it's very surprising to see of UK of all places, PCC urges neighbors not to snitch. Whoa.
Whoa, what?
In Oxfordshire?
The UK? Whoa,
Yeah.
whoa.
A police commissioner has urged neighbors not to snitch on each other if they break new rules imposed at the coronavirus outbreak. Anthony Stansfeld, police and crime commissioner for the Thames Valley, said people could politely express disapproval instead. He said he did not think snitching to the police was necessary, except in the most extreme circumstances. The government introduced a series of strict measures on Monday. We'll see how long this lasts.
I feel like the police have enough on their plate also.
Yeah.
It's just, come on.
You would think, right?
Yeah, I would think so. And they're already saying they're like decriminalizing a lot of things to like, or not decriminalizing, but like not taking the same measures
Right.
as they would be without the situation in place. So it's like,
Postponing arrests.
yeah, like, oh, I'm going to arrest you in the future. But if you're walking outside with like a buddy of yours, and they come, like, why would they prioritize that?
Easy.
Why are really easy? It's
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
same
it's
thing,
easy.
isn't it?
Yeah.
They still have to
Man.
do paperwork. They still have to come to a location.
They're not going to get shot.
I mean, but they were saying nonviolent crimes is what they were talking about.
Theft of person, burglaries.
Yeah, but the
like
list was still like nonviolent stuff. So that's what they were talking
car
about.
theft.
Sure, yeah, car theft. But
Look,
like,
look, look,
what-
look. Even if it was nonviolent in that like someone was shoplifting, that's an actual crime being committed where you're
Right.
worried someone might attack you.
your word there, actual crime.
Right.
Yeah.
Where
Right,
this
agreed.
is just,
Yeah.
what is this?
Authoritarianism.
They don't even. They're not even saying that we have to stay in our homes. But if you don't stay in your homes, your neighbors can snitch on you, and we can bring the police and get you in trouble for not staying in your homes. But they're not telling us we have to stay in our homes.
I just realized something.
What's that?
No. We should be totally in favor of all of the authoritarianism.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Go on.
Because the party will, when the party takes over and goes full on authoritarian, we'll be protected.
We'll be on the right side of history. Yes.
Just, you know what, man? No, but in all seriousness, it really does feel like we're getting close to a point where we have hard authoritarianism and then a complete collapse, like some kind of revolution or overthrow.
Yep.
Or like, it feels like the reset button was hit on the United States
And China.
and China.
Yeah.
Hard
for
reset.
sure.
I think so.
Yeah.
And Trump, this was kind of crazy this morning, or it was yesterday. He said this. All of a sudden, it's like the act came off. Trump had been saying, no, it's okay. We're doing this. We got things under control.
It was last night.
Everyone got mad at him for downplaying it, but I think he was trying to keep people calm.
Yep.
And now it's over. Now he's like,
Yep. Time
it's
to
going
get
to be
worried.
weeks of hell. We are
Couple
going to
rough
lose
weeks.
thousands of people. He said the roughest week, the next couple of weeks will be the roughest America's ever faced. Thousands of people will die, and we will lose more people than possibly World War I, World War II, or whatever. So he was being hopeful. Now it's dark, and now it's like, oof. Yeah, I think it's going to get real bad.
Oh man.
Exponential growth, man. People don't realize 1,000 people in the U.S. died in one day. And so all the people who were like, the flu is worse, congratulations. Now you have the data.
To be honest, though, it's not really that surprising. We're huge.
Yeah.
We are massive. Our country is
Yeah.
huge. I've been going back and forth from Europe for so long that I'm so sick of this whole comparison that, I met someone new. Oh, you're American? Oh, I know all about you.
Yes,
Right.
I hate
It's like,
that.
no, you don't. You have nothing about me. It's
Right.
like, because I'm from one place, but I grew up here and like, Everybody's different. Everybody's different. America's basically like 10 to 12 different countries.
At
all,
least, yeah.
You know, at the least.
So,
right, exactly.
So what you do, like if that were me and I was in Europe and say I was in like France and someone was like, oh, American, I know. I'd be like, oh, you guys love spaghetti in France, don't you?
Yeah.
They'd be like, no.
Yeah, you're in
Yeah,
Europe.
but it's all Europe.
What about
yeah,
schnitzel?
yeah.
What do you mean? I thought everyone in Europe had schnitzel and spaghetti.
Right.
They'd be like, no. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that our numbers are spiking, especially when we have these people that are doing their spring break, like spring
Right.
break hit
Yeah.
recently. And now all these stories are coming out where, well, the college students all went to spring break and flew during this pandemic and
Dude,
flew
yeah.
back. And it's like, why are you flying right now? Well,
Yeah.
they weren't refunding the trip. And it's like, great reason.
Yep.
And honestly, like the college should have gotten in trouble for that. Like saying like there's a few different colleges that I'm reading about that are like, no, we're not going to refund this trip. You know, you already spent the money and there's nothing we can do about it. Sorry.
And that's what people are worried about, the couple hundred bucks.
Yeah, it's like,
Dude.
come on.
Perspective.
I
man.
guess, man, I guess we're going to see if it's going to... There are periods where it feels like it's getting better. And we're like, oh, it's not so bad. I think everything's be okay. And the next day it's like, oh, the end is nigh.
Oh,
you know?
this morning, I was like worried.
Right.
Man.
Yeah. I think people don't realize Trump saying like, look, it's going to be okay. We can do this really made people feel like it was going to be fine.
Yep.
Because it's like you look to him and he's not worried. So you're like, I'm not worried. He's not worried. Now he's worried. And I'm like, oh, man. Now we have no cheerleaders. Like everyone's being like, well, the end is nigh. It was nice knowing you. And,
It's been real.
we're digging graves. They're digging graves in New York. They're using prison inmates to dig graves.
I don't think the end
Yeah.
is nigh. I am the ever optimist, I guess.
It's not the end. It's a new awakening.
That's
Yeah,
a good
it's
point
gonna
of
be
putting
different.
it.
Look,
Yeah,
man,
you're right.
It's gonna be different.
The hard,
Gonna be different. Yeah.
the hard reset on America. We know we're not we're mocking celebrities. We're valuing more so real jobs.
Yep.
People,
Nurses,
food,
Stuff that
nurses,
truck
matters,
drivers,
yeah.
boom, truck
grocery
drivers.
store
Doctors,
workers.
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, the people, the real people that make life
Backbone.
work.
Yeah.
Like real life,
Trash
not
disposal
celebrities
people.
showing us what life could be.
It's funny.
Yeah.
If you had
That was-
something perfect or something horrible or whatever the movie they're playing.
Right.
That was a funny meme about the Mike Lindell, My Pillow guy. Was someone tweeted like, if only he sang "Imagine" on Twitter, then
In
he would
his
have been,
bathroom,
you know,
yeah.
a brave hero.
Yeah. he
right in
would've
his
been-
bathroom.
what was it?
That's
Yeah,
pretty
nobody-
funny.
Stunning and brave.
But
yeah.
but that's what's funny, 'cause that's what I was saying. Like, if someone came up to the podium and said, "I'm switching my factory to produce masks," and then started preaching social justice and racial equity, they'd clap for it.
They'd think it was great.
Right. And it's like, you know what, man? There's no winning, but hopefully people get over this stuff. Because if it does get bad, you know, and look, I like we'll go back to the point about people starting to cherish more now real jobs.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's a shockwave for the system that gets rid of these weirdos who are obsessed about weird
Stuff that doesn't
ideologies
matter.
and
Yeah, it's like, well, I don't really think there's any sort of a job issue because we're going to be making factories that make everything.
yeah,
We're going
dude.
to have a lot of work when this is over.
And I feel like Americans are kind of, cluing up to what is really important, not material stuff. We
Yes.
overbuy everything. You know, it's like fast fashion, buying stuff we don't need just to like feel like you earned something, but it's not important. Now we're realizing like, all right, we need food, we need shelter.
we need to take care of our families.
Those two things, and
Yeah.
toilet paper.
Of
Sorry,
course, yeah.
of
Come
course,
on.
but
Yeah,
the
man.
priorities, and we don't make those things here, and that's gonna change. We're gonna start.
Well-
there's gonna be like a flare up
That's
of
the
stuff happening like that.
not to glorify how horrifying things will be, but if people truly see a shock to the system, like the real threat they face from the real world,
Yeah.
then maybe they'll get their heads together and start thinking about what they actually need to take care of, their families, like the things you were talking about.
Yep.
Because too many people, they feel so safe. There's no threats. There's no worry. There's nothing to worry about. They come up with fake
pointless.
causes to be concerned
Yeah.
about.
That's
Fake
true.
problems.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, how about we take some super chats?
Yes.
Sure.
And then we'll get ready for the next segment, which is the conspiracy at the Denver International Airport.
It has
So-
nothing to do with coronavirus.
But this is interesting.
Isn't that great?
They recently
Yes.
renovated, and so there's a bunch of articles coming out talking about all of the conspiracies and how they're capitalizing upon it.
Wait, I thought they moved to a new location. Is that not
In the
what you
90s.
said?
No.
In the 90s.
Oh, in the 90s.
This
they
is the
moved.
new location.
Oh,
I
okay.
think.
It
All
is,
right,
yeah.
all right,
And
okay.
so it's like this anniversary thing, and they're doing construction, so they're leaning into the lizard people, aliens, Blucifer the horse. Like
Yeah.
they have a photo of it in the airport of it shooting lasers from its eyes.
And
I think it's fun. I think it's funny and awesome.
Wait, hold
great.
on. I'm sorry. The horse's name is Blucifer?
Yes.
That's what it is called. Yes, you will notice when
that's
you
pretty
see
amazing.
It looks like that.
I kind of love it.
Yep.
All right, let's grab some super
We're all
chats.
high in Colorado.
That's gonna be what I name my
Blucifer?
horse, Blucifer.
If it's blue.
And has
Soy
red
Jesus
eyes.
riding Blucifer,
Yes.
shooting laser beams out of its eyes.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, so if you haven't hit that like button, do so now. If you want to get in the super chat, we will read your questions. We'll try to for the most part. And make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, and follow us on social media.
Boom! There I am,
There you
right
go.
there.
There we
Twitter,
go.
There you go.
Instagram, YouTube.
Let's dive right in. Wild Rose says, first super chat of the day. Woo. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks.
Dolores Ed says, I live in a rural area, and I was told by a big box grocery store employee that the stores have been rerouting groceries to the cities in our state. Certain foods haven't been restocked in a while. Oof.
Interesting.
Chuck Morris with a very important question saying, Tim Poo? That's a very good question, mind you.
excellent question.
I don't know the answer.
I bet you do every day.
Yes, that is correct. In fact, I do. SDK Lemon says, starting the show with F in chat is almost tradition at this point.
I love it.
I
Me
messed
too.
up one time.
think it's
Forgot to
great.
press record. Press
It's so great.
live.
No. I think it started before that because
Did
we go at 8. We hit the button and there's
There's
a
a delay.
delay,
Yeah, it takes
and
like a
people are like,
minute.
oh, "It's 8.
They're dead.
Oh my gosh!"
Yep, the
It's great.
that assassin.
I love it though.
What were we talking about? Oh, that Duncan thing. We got to talk about that Duncan thing.
Oh
Remember?
yeah, the guy who was shot in his bed.
Yeah, we got to talk about that.
Yeah, we need
Man,
to.
But,
maybe we should. Maybe we'll find time in this one.
Yeah,
we'll see
for
what happens.
sure.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have anything pulled up, so
All right. So Joey Giggles says, so what happens first? We lose ourselves to this virus and panic and turn on each other, or we actually work together for once and toss that stuff aside. I hope we work together for once.
yeah, I hope
we do.
so.
I hope so.
That'd be great.
Thug Life Bear says, Soy Jesus, I have a YouTube catchphrase now.
Oh,
Is that?
oh, do I? Is that the end of it?
No, I think you said that.
Do I have a catchphrase?
That's what you said the other day.
I
think.
don't know.
I don't remember it.
Catchphrase.
No, I'll have to go back through it.
I say so many random things.
All right, let's see. Dark Rengi says, Timothy, if that is your real name, how's the gang today? Renji. There you go. He said Renji. Yes.
Renji,
I believe
yeah.
the gang is doing well.
Yeah,
The gang's all here.
the gang's here.
A lot
The
of work.
gang's
a lot of work.
healthy also, which is
We're
good.
very healthy. Yep, we're eating better. I actually had fish over rice today. You know, I don't think I've been, I've been having some unhealthy things, but there's things I want to do better, like less bread, So we did fish and rice, like onions and peppers. It was really good.
I gotta have my sandwiches.
Sandwiches, man.
I love a good sandwich.
All right, what do we got here? Super Bam Bam says,
Super
hey,
bam
Tim,
bam.
did you see the 3M sub YouTuber So Young torturing and eating live animals and YouTube won't take her down? I did not see
I
that.
did see that.
You did? Is it what? What?
I didn't
what?
see it.
I don't want to see it. What is
No,
it?
don't
you
wanna
don't
see
wanna
it either.
and they won't take it down. I don't
Why not?
understand
Who is she?
I don't know. It's just a random.
The real
video that I
question
saw.
is it monetized? No, I'm
Yeah.
just kidding. It's probably not.
That's crazy. All right, what do we got here? Mark
Gross.
Taylor says, we're riding the line between Star Trek and Mad Max. Oh, man, please, Star Trek.
Well, you know,
Mad Max.
it's really interesting that right there because we're actually at a focal point where we could go either direction from here. You know, we could spin out of control and go full Mad Max and just not learn from this and not fix anything from this, and boom, we're in Mad Max in like 30 years. Or we can learn from this, move forward together, and boom, we can be Star Trek. And I mean,
No,
I
bro.
wouldn't say 30 years, but
Don't you know your Star Trek lore?
I mean, we can go either way, man.
There was a massive
Just trying to say.
there was a massive global collapse, economic collapse of everything.
Okay.
And it led to roving bands, regional in the US, fighting each other. And then someone invented warp technology. The Vulcans found out about us and came to Earth and helped rebuild everything.
Cool. I didn't know
So we technically, if you want Star Trek, we need Mad
that. So
Max first.
You got to go
Yeah,
through
man.
Mad Max country to find Star Trek land.
Exactly.
Cool. All right. Okay.
So we'll just a little bit, and then we'll take a hard left once we get through. Just All right, where are we at? Marcel Dufour says, in this time, my only issue is what mono blue wizard do I want to run my EDH deck? Any recommendations? Also, maybe a full UFO podcast in the future.
Well, it depends on how strong you want the deck. The obvious answer is Urza because he's so brokenly strong. But if you want others to want to play with you, you probably
Dude.
shouldn't use Urza.
Thassa.
No,
Not a wizard, I know.
It's so strong too. My
Dude.
goodness.
I know a lot of people probably it's too esoteric, but The Thassa deck with the Rashad and footpad is like a turn 3 win, and I've consistently hit it. It's insane.
That's not fun.
No, it's not. It's not fun. I'm like, wow.
No, you
man,
know what?
this is
You know what's a
ridiculous.
fun blue general? Teferi, the Planeswalker. That one's cool.
All right, we are getting a bit too esoteric. It's Magic the Gathering. It's a
just,
game.
We're just talking about
No, I know.
answering this super chat.
Answering the super chat.
Clearly, we're excited about Magic.
Absolutely.
And
And
I quit playing.
You totally quit?
Yeah, I quit Magic
How could you?
for
It's
a
just-
couple months.
We'll see what happens.
Well, it's because of his Thassa deck and the
Yeah.
Urza deck.
Too
and
much
the,
power.
No,
It's power creep.
too much blue. There's
Tons of
there's
blue
way
power.
too much blue in everybody's decks in this house.
Well, we can play
mine.
red, green, maybe. All right, let's take some more super chats. Elsa Blue Eyes says, my wife and daughter call Tim Shouty Man. I appreciate that. I like that.
That's
We
such
should make a shirt with me yelling. "Arr."
Sometimes I would jump when I would listen to Tim's videos because the first word out of his mouth is always very forceful.
Yes.
I was like, "Wow,
Ah.
Tim's there's
Ah. Ah. Holy Movie Star says, ancient ritual site of a Mesopotamian war god that was used for animal sacrifices 5,000 years ago is uncovered in Iraq. That's cool.
All right.
All right. Matthew Hammond says, Lucky Strike develops vaccine grown in tobacco. Oh, I'm sure. Mad Max says, so was Reactor's tweets an April Fool's troll? That I will maybe get into in a little bit, but for the most part, there's not much I can talk about. So
I have no idea.
We'll see how things go. Kaylee Pablo says, what about the Finland conspiracy, Timbo Slice? What's the Finland
I don't
conspiracy?
know either.
I'm not sure. I only know about their feminist young leaders.
Oh, yeah? Well, that has nothing to do with conspiracies. Here we go. 11 Bravo says, Georgia announced shelter in place effective Friday. Interesting.
Yeah. And Florida? Yeah.
Yeah. Kyle Buchanan says, have y'all seen the Alex Jones as Doom Slayer on YouTube? Yes, I
Oh
have.
my gosh.
No.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
But I've never seen anything with Alex Jones in it. So the only thing I know about Alex Jones is when this guy does his impression of him.
There you go. Apparently it's a good
So-
one. I don't know. So he says, it's like 5 minutes. Please, commentary, please. What do you want your job to be if World War III comes? Oh, man.
I would be a builder.
Builder?
I'd be building stuff.
I'd be like a...
Or like if we were like in the war, like as soldiers or something, like, or like after.
I don't know. I mean, during, I would probably do nothing because I'm not in. If I had to be, if it was literally everyone fights, the men, the women, the children, everyone pick up a weapon. Well, then everyone's just kind of picking up weapons, and
Okay.
what do you do? You go around with a weapon and you fight invaders. But I don't think we're both too old.
Oh yeah.
I mean, if it got really desperate,
Okay.
then they would start pulling the 35.
We're too old, huh?
Yeah. Yep. We're officially old men as far as the military is concerned. What's
All right.
the
Okay.
limit? I think they raised the limit for enlisting though.
Oh really?
Yeah, I think they raised the age limit. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know anything about it. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
no.
sure someone will comment and they'll know better.
Yeah.
I've got a pretty funny story about a recruiter that called me one time.
What is it? Tell it.
Well, he called me and he goes, "Hey, I see you're graduating from high school soon, and would you ever thought about the military?" And I was like, "Yeah, a couple of my uncles have done it, and I have thought about it because I didn't really know what to do." And he's like, "Oh, that's great. But let me just ask you a few questions." I'm like, "All right. How are you physically fit?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm physically fit. I'd say so. Have you ever smoked pot?" Yes, almost every day. He's like, "Okay,
Constantly.
have a wonderful day." And he hung up the phone.
Oh, wow.
That is a
was
funny
great.
story.
And that was it. I
That's
was like,
awesome.
"Oh, I guess that's a hard line." Like
That's a weird.
Take it out.
Is there?
that was like the second question. I was like,
Yeah.
"Wow, like yeah, sure." But I mean, I wouldn't. If I enlisted, I probably wouldn't be able to
Well, look,
anymore. But
I can't
I thought
blame
that
them
was
for.
hilarious.
I can't blame them for saying no to a drug addict.
yeah,
So
clearly I was.
Yeah, right.
yeah. All right, let's see what we got here. Brett Willett says, thank you for your consistent flow of important information. God bless. 45 gang. Let's see. Capticide says, gumbo spilling beanie wearing fence toast milk sitter alt-right troll. There you go.
That's his full
We
title.
need
yes.
somebody
Oh,
to draw that out.
We definitely got to do this one. Brett Hutchinson says, Tim, look into the Great Mud Flood. Talk to Greg from the Armored Skeptic. He's been digging into it. Do you know what the Mud Flood conspiracy is?
No.
That there was a civilization before and it got wiped out by a giant mud flood. And that's
What?
why buildings are built into the earth. It's really cool stuff.
So
Okay.
there's a little bit of that in Seattle, right? Where they built it for the watery conditions, and then the city just flooded and they built on top of it, right?
Chicago did the same thing where
Yeah.
they built multiple levels because of the water.
Yeah.
But there's like crazy examples where there's like doors halfway underground in areas that shouldn't have this.
What?
Yeah, it's really weird. Like arches like in
Over
the ground.
in Europe, huh?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Cool.
And I think in the U.S. too. And so they believe that like hundreds of years ago, a great mud flood wiped out an advanced civilization, and then we
Yes.
rebuilt into it or something.
Okay,
I
let's
love- we have
let's
to
save
look
it.
that
Let's
up.
Yeah.
do this.
Yeah.
Thank you
flood.
Sounds
for
awesome.
everybody who is
Yeah,
bringing out
dude.
these cool subjects
I'm loving it.
Yeah.
that we can talk about other than coronavirus.
Yes, definitely. Joshua Carpenter says Wuhan Virology Lab Zhu Jun Li Batwoman Huang Yan Liang Patient Zero. Okay, what is this? Botao Jia whistleblower bioweapon?
Do they think it's a bioweapon?
I don't know.
No.
T. Smith Jones says, wonder if Joe Biden will ever get his virtual Shield VPN sponsorship. Hiding with Biden. Would be nice. Would be nice.
Hiding with Biden.
Fearless Soldier says, been sending super chats and they haven't been getting read. Message to Adam. One was about State of Decay is a permadeath game and how America making everything will cause a price spike because minimum wage. Yep. So
Interesting.
if you want to deal with wealth inequality and basically wealth inequality and having more access to people, then we need to manufacture things here in the U.S. Because we outsource things, it creates the wealth disparity. The people who own the companies have really cheap labor in China, so the American poor buy products that their money goes to China, and then the rich people it trickles up to them, and so it's harder for there to be an equilibrium. If we make everything here, the rich people are forced to pay for American standards. So if an American's like, I don't want to live that way, you got to pay double, then you got to pay double, and that helps reduce the disparity. There we go. The One says, hard times create strong men create good times create weak men create hard times. This is from, I believe it's from like a dystopian novel. It became like very popular with like traditionalists.
Yeah, you said it
sort
a
of.
few times over the past couple
Yeah,
of months.
it's
Yeah.
so weird to me that it comes from a
It's like
novel.
a meme now.
It makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Like who
It's
came up with it?
what do they what does someone call it? It's like a truism. It's
Yes,
not meant to be
yeah.
factual. It's meant to just make a point
it
about
conveys a greater point.
yeah, something like that. All right, see where we at. John Morganier says, have you seen weird stuff with Tom Wolfe and essential business waivers and the shutdown? I have not. I'm not super familiar.
No, I haven't.
All Metal Mike says, Tim, scientists have isolated the COVID-19 virus. They said when they zoom in with a microscope, they can see the stamp saying made in China. Haha. Here we go.
Sure.
Michael Connor says, so Schiff has lost whatever was left of his mind with the investigation on Trump, or am I just not seeing the logic? So Adam Schiff wants to do another investigation. He wants to have a post, like a 9/11 style commission reviewing the response to coronavirus. It's like, dude, no, please.
Please,
When
no.
we're done with this, we're gonna go to the movies and watch 3 movies in a row.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna come back and we're gonna have a big pizza
And
Yeah.
then
with
I'm
like
going
all
to
the
bed.
fixins. And then
Why
we
is
go to
he
bed.
why is he putting the resources into this now?
They have nothing to do.
Why is
They
this a
have
good
nothing
use
to do.
of their time?
Especially right now. It's like
yeah. Aren't they supposed to be saving the world or something?
Trump's response was too slow, but
I
we're
bet
gonna
he
waste
believes
time.
that he is
Weird.
saving the world by doing that.
We're
I
going
don't know.
to slow it down further.
Some people are just really dumb,
I don't
like
understand.
some- you
What's
know.
their end game? Are they thinking
I don't know, boredom.
really?
Some people want to watch the world burn.
This is an interesting
Yeah.
time.
I
I'm
don't
not
think
bored.
that's what's going on through his mind. I think he thinks Trump is truly the devil, and he just wants to
I don't know.
anything he can to get
I think
him
it's
out of office.
self gain.
It's got to be.
It's
With a dash of self gain in there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Super politics.
There we go. Where are we at? Fearless Soldier says, any comment on the quarterings video about your bro? No. Bobcat says, what happens when people start hacking those drones? They're terribly insecure, which is why the army banned them. Oh, okay. So there's a good reason why they were
That's an
banned.
excellent reason.
So I have a story for you. I was
Oh.
I was in Turkey. So Vice flew me out to this super rich person party. It was actually kind of fun. And they made me drink something called a Rocky. It's like I don't like licorice, man, but it's an anise alcohol drink in Turkey.
Ah.
So we were in this resort in, I can't remember the name of the city, but it's a bunch of rich people bragging and like showing off their gadgets. And someone had the Parrot AR drone
Okay.
very, very early on, and it was totally insecure. So I know how they work. I've hacked them. We did a bunch of crazy stuff with them. And so I just popped up on my phone and I took it and I took some pictures. And then I walked over to the guy and I showed him and he was like, whoa, wait, what? And I'm like, these
Bro.
things, anyone can take it from you right now.
Yeah. Wow.
And he started laughing and then we talked for a little bit. But you could, those old drones, there was no security on them. If you saw it, you could literally just take your phone, connect to it, and then fly it away.
Oh
Yep.
man, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. Dude, I talked a lot about the dangers posed by drones.
Yeah.
And the government was so far behind this, it was horrifying. Imagine what would happen if you're in New York City and a drone goes 35 miles over your head carrying a flashing package with a clock ticking. Or, you get the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Nothing. There's nothing you can do.
Nope.
I
And then it crashes and
couldn't do anything.
You would do nothing.
You would have
couldn't do anything.
no recourse.
So we saw like the invention of drones that fire string,
Yeah.
you know, and they crash, whatever. But someone could fly in something dangerous and you couldn't stop it. And even if it did, it's coming down and people are getting hurt.
That's true.
And they could do it from 40 miles away plus with the right antennas.
Dude.
Yep.
That is
Or you
scary.
could even pre-program it.
Put a dirty bomb on it. That's
you-
some scary stuff.
And you could pre-program it to go to a GPS coordinate.
Throw some anthrax in there.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. It's over.
Well, none of this stuff has happened. And I was actually talking to a researcher who said this is why he thinks that a lot of what you hear of as terrorism is not real. What you're actually hearing of, like in these other countries and stuff, is often military conflict, and they call it terrorism for political reasons. But
Okay.
terrorism being the idea that these people want to come and just disrupt our way of life and hurt us for no reason. If that were the case, he was like, you have no idea how much damage could be done with very, very simple things very, very easily.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's why he's like, when they tell you it's about them hating our freedom or whatever, no, it's for them wanting resources, it's for political gain, it's for ideological gain. And that's why it's rare they actually do come here and do it. But it does happen.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, it does happen for sure. All right, let's see. Where are we at? Gonzo Twin says, don't forget Massachusetts governor website on March 2nd promotes visiting Chinatown. New awareness campaign promotes small businesses Chinatown.
Yeah.
You know what the problem with that is?
What?
They tried to be like not racist, and it ended up making a very, very racialized moment.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
So
Look how not racist I am.
You're putting the spotlight right on the
But
Chinatown.
it's-
and then we
yeah.
all went to Chinatown, and then we all got sick.
Oh, wait.
Right.
Wait a second. Well, didn't Elizabeth Warren? I think we saw that video.
Like
footage
Nancy
the other day.
Pelosi.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
you're right.
the issue is if you go out, you get sick. So by telling everyone to go to Chinatown, then everyone gets sick, and then people are like, hey, wait a minute.
Second.
Did they all get it in Chinatown? It's like, well, it could have gotten it anywhere, but you were the one who made them do it.
Yeah.
Oh, geez. Matthew Emmons says, look up Super Micro China compromised motherboards.
Ooh.
Bill P, thanks for the super chat. Super Bam Bam says, Tim, I feel bad for all the intelligence dudes watching me walk the dog. Some things other men shouldn't see. Student of History says, I'm going to be honest, someone's going to shoot it clean out of the sky. Also, anyone enjoy Warhammer 40K? If so, which race? If not, what are you doing with yourself? I'm doing
Haven't
a
played it.
podcast. You know, we're talking about stuff.
We're just doing stuff.
Thanks for the super chat, The Unrefined. Method says, off-topic subject, but I have recently watched The Quartering and wanted to hear your side of the story that's going on with your brother. Private family matter for the most part, and any smart lawyer would tell you not to talk about it. Samuel Farmer says, have you heard about a Korean Netflix show called My Secret Terius, Season 1, Episode 10? Talks about a virus just like COVID-19. Interesting. I'll check it out. The Unrefined says, Half-Life Alyx is out, and Manhack will be real. Have you played Alyx at all? Have you played the
No.
other Half-Lives?
A long time ago.
They were good, though, I hear, right? I never
I
played them.
mean, when I first played Half-Life, man, probably like in 2000.
Whoa.
I don't know, maybe 2001. I don't remember, but the graphics were incredible and the gameplay was smooth and buttery. It was an awesome game.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Well, there's a new one out.
Yeah,
People
I
are stoked on it.
Haven't played it.
Yeah.
Cool.
The 2A Vegan says, Tim, it's sad to see someone with your ability to think critically simply shut down and disregard veganism. Adam, thank you for representing our community well. I also think everyone should watch Dominion. I think it's free online. Sic Semper Tyrannis. Well, I certainly
Cool. You're
agree
welcome.
with everything
Yeah,
you said.
absolutely.
I have my opinions. Adam has his. We disagree, but that's the point. You know, you get to see people talk about it, I guess.
Yeah.
So
Well, thank you.
I can't.
Appreciate it.
I can't represent everybody. That's why Adam's here to represent what I don't know.
Yeah, man.
There you go.
And I can say the same.
Boom. There
I don't represent everyone, but I just
Yeah, he's a-
try to do me.
Good
There
rep
it
of
is.
vegans.
That's what people should do. Colton says the Chinese Wi-Fi toaster drone theory is the plot of a COD Black Ops 2 campaign where the Chinese-made drones are hacked and turned against the U.S.
Oh, man.
I love it. Matty Bone says, what's the news on the FBI corruption report from the IG?
Oh,
Ooh,
yeah.
Gotta dig into that.
We need to.
I don't know anything about that.
Yeah.
It's okay.
We'll get to it. Ants says, Computing Forever's video says that anyone who dies of any cause as long as they happen to have COVID, that they count and the death count seems odd.
Yeah.
My issue with this is that they do that for everything. Okay, if you get the flu and they know you have the flu and then your heart stops, they say complications related to the flu.
Yeah.
So what people keep saying is they're like, oh, look, they're doing this with coronavirus. That means this is special. And it's like, but they do it with everything. So the relative metrics are still the same. I mean, maybe that's not, But you know what, man? This is the corruption of an ongoing, in my opinion, urban legend. So
Okay.
what's the first thing we hear? I got like 5 text messages. Or I had friends telling me my friend's grandmother, in Italy died. And I'm like, why am I hearing literally the exact same story?
Yeah,
Was it
from
one
everybody.
person?
Copy paste. Yeah.
Now all of a sudden we're hearing people make videos that are derivative of this idea, saying people are talking about it. So I think it's what's likely happening is that people don't understand. All of a sudden now everyone's an armchair epidemiologist.
Yeah, which is a very specific branch of science. It's not super interesting.
I just mean like an armchair physician.
Right.
How many people cared about how they classified the flu deaths before now?
No one cared about the number of ICU beds in any city. And
Right.
now we're looking at it and we're like, holy crud.
Nobody went to hospitals before, and now they're going, why are these hospitals empty? It's like,
Were you there before?
it could be normal. Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe
Is
there were
there
less people.
Is there a number somewhere that compares the difference to complicated deaths with pre-existing conditions
know.
to
I think
completely
so.
healthy, no reason other than they had coronavirus and died?
Like a 13-year-old or a 6-week-old
Like, what's the
baby?
difference? What's the percentage there? Is it like 80% people that have other issues?
It's substantially.
It is substantially
Yeah.
more.
I really would like that number.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
someone knows the number,
I
hit us
bet
up.
we even saw from the Veritas video that one nurse saying it's people with diabetes, they're
Right.
overweight,
Right.
they're
Yeah.
unhealthy, they have
but there was no
bronchitis.
ratio, like an exact.
Right.
She
number.
probably, she definitely.
We can
does
probably
that
pull
now.
it up. I'm sure it exists, and
Yeah.
I'm sure it's obviously like
It's interesting.
pre-existing conditions.
Yeah.
Mark Robert Shaw says drone equipped with tear gas, maybe non-lethal rubber bullet guns. Human police will get replaced with robots. Go watch RoboCop, the remake, and here we go. So one of the things people need to realize about drones with guns is the recoil. It's not. It's going to go woo and like flip over, and they're gonna have to like flip every time they fire because
Yeah,
the
but
blast
this was
is
a
gonna...
while ago, and we were talking about UPS trying
UPS drones.
doing something that can go into the wind, 40
Yep.
40 mile an hour wind. They can go 60 miles an hour, and it's like, if they're figuring that out, and then like Boston Dynamics, you can like kick the robot, and it just like goes like this, and it's like, I'm good,
Don't kick the
Yeah.
robot.
I'm good, and it's like, I'm pretty sure that if someone wants to figure out how to put a gun on there with like some anti-stabilizers or something that
Yeah.
like,
The problem is with like for
sure
now
it can happen.
the Boston Dynamics robot, you can give it a gun, all right, but it's not good at maneuvering, hiding, ducking, and it would be easily damaged.
Yet.
Its joints are yet.
Right.
Give it
Yeah.
some.
I mean, you've seen what they've done in a few years.
They've come a long
Did
way.
you see that video?
It's insane.
The hoax video. It was a prank, not a prank, but it was
Yeah,
like a
it's
skit.
awesome.
The robot takes the gun and then turns on him.
Yeah,
that was so good.
There's a few of those floating
Right.
around, but
Yeah, it's
they're all
amazing.
good and
Oh,
funny.
those are all scary.
I like
All
it.
right. Sean Ryan says, going to start feeling like Half-Life 2 just changed New York to City 17. Yeah, or Division.
Division 1.
Justin says, check out Turkmenistan. The government there has banned the word coronavirus, and today someone tried to drive a train into the hospital ship Mercy in
Yeah,
LA.
I just saw
Why?
that
What?
story. I just saw
What?
that story before we came on.
In LA?
In LA, the Mercy ship. He
Tried to drive a train?
He tried to derail a high-speed train.
What?
Into the hospital ship. So
Why?
I'm really curious what he was thinking.
What is the reason?
I don't know. Maybe his ex was in there or something.
Some
I
people
don't
don't
know.
want to watch
No,
the
I
world
don't
burn,
think-
man.
That's
So
can't
weird
be
to
it.
me.
That's a little
People are
specific.
Well, you know,
weird. I don't
it's
know.
what's crazy is that woman who ate the fish stuff with her husband.
Yeah.
She was not a Trump supporter. She was a Democrat donor.
Heavy
and,
donor.
And there's like not confirmed or anything, but that's true. That's been reported.
Okay.
They found out who she was, but there's also some rumors now circulating, and this has got to be researched, that she was trying to divorce her husband.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't know if that's true though. It's just
Interesting.
rumor, stupid internet bubbling up stuff.
Well, you know, when somebody dies, the first person they look at is the spouse.
Yeah.
Because it's usually who it is.
And she lives, and he ate the fish,
And he
poison or whatever.
died. Oh.
What
Yeah.
if she like just put it in his drink? He died, and then she was like, "But we thought it was safe to eat," and
Well,
she knew.
because she
Wasn't.
went to the hospital too, so she must have been like,
A little bit for me and more for you.
"Gotta do it. Gotta make the story
It's
stick."
but you know I
No, I just-
I want
on.
to say it's
could
even
see
kind
it.
of unfair to bring this up for now, because what
We
if
don't
she's just a
know.
woman who lost
Yeah,
her husband, man?
that's
I think it's so messed up.
But she
until we can prove it.
immediately started talking about how Donald Trump was the one who said to do it.
But
She's
I
not
think
wasting
but
any
I think
time
I think
mourning
it's
her husband.
no, I think it's the media.
You
Yeah,
think so?
exactly.
The
She
media is-
didn't. She was being interviewed by probably countless people. Like,
They should just
Yeah.
left her
why?
alone.
Why did
Jeez.
you take the stuff?
Here's what the journalist-
Everyone was asking her over
Here-
and over and over
Yeah.
again.
Here's how the journalist would do it. They would say, "So why did you eat this?" And she'll say, "We saw that it was a potential treatment. Was there any specific person who told you it was good to take.
An orange person.
Right. No.
Right,
They
exactly.
they actually ask
they
5
did
times.
do that
Right.
in the interview. You see it, and they're like over and over, just like trying to dig into the story.
Yeah.
And they call it good journalism.
And then the final question was, do you even trust President Trump now? And it's like, no, I don't trust him. And it's like, what does it have to do
you
with
were a
this?
Democrat donor in the first place.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Like, did you trust him at all?
Wait, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Anomander says Styx would be an epic guest. Just a thought.
I'm trying.
It would, but
I'm trying.
You
I
know,
this is the
we're-
first one I tried.
we're under lockdown.
Yeah,
That's,
dude.
You know. Alex Jones, this is not the real Alex Jones, says this is a stolen CC. Is it? Username says Intel platform management interface in all Intel processors. A black box in your CPU, a small computer that has access to all your data and network controlled by the NSA, probably.
Probably.
I don't know about that one, but, you know.
I don't know.
Student of History says, Citizen, this area is currently in a state of quarantine. Return to your home or face civil penalties. You have been warned. This is for your own safety.
I'm looking forward to the future.
Yep, future. This was
I mean,
a week ago.
Next week.
This was the past. Until
I'm
it comes
looking
here.
forward to the past.
Oh, yeah.
Beast
Wait.
on the Run says, straining Chinese and U.S. relations, talks of possible war. We're about 57 years too early. Oh, wait, what, 57? Oh, that's right. Fallout,
Ah.
2077.
Yeah.
Was it China invaded Alaska?
Yeah, I don't remember.
It was
the
over
story.
oil or something. Chuck Morris says, the lesser mask keeps the wearer from spreading the virus, slowing coughs and absorbing moisture. If we all have them, it could work, or use a bag. Yeah, I think Trump was saying wear a scarf. You know what I mean?
Yeah, anything.
Goober Gabber says, greetings from the Netherlands. Thanks for the content, Symbiotic Beanie, Soy Jesus, and the strange female voice in my head.
Yes, thank
It's
you.
nice to listen to the 3 of you. Thank you very
It's
much.
a great name.
Swampy says, my dad was told today he was exposed at work from someone on his crew tested positive. He's now quarantined, no symptoms yet. He's 60 with heart problems. My mom has COPD, worried for them. Prayers. Well, hoping for the best, man.
Yep. Stay healthy and keep eating good food.
Matt Johnson says, quote, my pillow man doing us a help. Soy Jesus. Did you say that?
No,
Well, there you go. There you go.
Maybe.
Someone's quoting you.
I don't. Not exactly in those words, but
Jean McLeod says, making my own masks. Now people want to buy some off me. Wow, that's cool.
That's
Cool.
great.
Daniel says, here from WA, our governor has actually had to readdress how often people report their neighbors to for stay-at-home violations. My governor is an idiot. Wow.
Whoa.
well, not all neighbors get along.
Yeah. Yep.
This could just be vindictive. Like, I saw him out, even though they didn't.
Lying.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
great.
Cord Funk says, authorities asking people to snitch on their friends and neighbor. Never seen that in history before. Ironic. What can go wrong? Yeah.
When have they tried that before?
Pleb of Reason says, hello, Sir Timothy Poole, Soy Jesus, and based Lydia of Whiterun.
Hello.
Commodity prices are crashing hard. What if our food supply crumbles? Then
Got it.
we're going to be wearing, it's going to be in the middle of the night. You're going to go out, and there's going to be roving bands with, guns and knives, and they're going to be hunting and scavenging. They're going to find the Twinkie factory, and they're going to be like, yes, non-perishables, and they're going to run, and it's going to be bonkers.
It'll be great.
And then people will slowly start to learn to live off the earth once again.
Got to go down Mad Max Road,
A little bit.
turn left, and 3 miles down to Star Trek land.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there it is.
That's how it works.
Well, look, after the Black Plague in Europe, there was a renaissance. There was
Yeah.
a big boom
There
because
sure was.
so many people got wiped out, but the knowledge and technology level stayed the same relatively. So they were able to start rapidly expanding. There was a massive economic boom to try and replace. So everybody was working like crazy, and it was taking off. Steven says, why do people still trust the corporate elites? They used Bernie Sanders, and now they are citing CCP COVID-19 propaganda just to hurt Trump. Can't we come together just once? Do they understand optics?
No, they
Yep.
don't.
Yeah. Elegant News says, do you remember when work was considered essential? Those were the days. Yeah, man.
I'm still working, man.
Mario Tedeschi says, hey, Tim, love the show. Just a PSA from a small town. Both my mom and dad have CV, and I'm getting tested tomorrow. This will definitely delay my date of enlistment. A symptom my parents got was that they had no sense of taste.
Yes, I've
That's
heard that.
crazy.
No
What
sense
is that?
of smell, no sense of taste, because it's affecting the stuff in your respiratory
This is
system.
weird.
Yeah, it
It is
is.
weird.
Are there
Sucks.
other illnesses that cause that?
I'm sure there are. Smoking,
I don't know.
especially, is really bad about that.
No, but I mean, like, have you ever just gotten sick and all of a sudden you couldn't taste anything anymore?
Yeah,
That's weird.
when
I
you
haven't
can't breathe
had
through
that.
your nose, you can't taste anything. They're tied,
Huh.
like, intricately.
Well, then this sounds like it's not that big a deal at all.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know.
It's a symptom. Well,
Yeah.
either way, I hope you guys are.
Yeah,
Gotta
I
get
hope
through
your
that.
parents are
Absolutely.
okay. Seriously.
Denwo says, look up Lawrence Kohlberg moral scale. When you're at level 5 or 6 Everyone else is level 3 or less. Authoritarianism sounds real nice. S Meat Knight says, if Adam gets it, his new name will be Soylent Jesus. Gets what? I don't know.
If you get COVID. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
Soylent is people.
Sure.
Veteran Art says, hey guys, just want to let you all know, great show. Dare I say, it's perfect. It would mean the world to me if I could draw a landscape or a flower picture for each of you. Let me know. Yeah, for sure.
Do it. That's great. Thank you.
Over at
Why not?
timcast.com/donate, there is an address you can send stuff
Yes,
to.
the post office box.
That is the right address?
That is the right address.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And so if you draw it, you can send it to us, and then
There you
we'll
go.
have them.
That'd be awesome.
Cool.
Yeah. Ardent Heart says, why do liberals never consider those who invest the most in the community deserves the largest return? Same applies to nation states, corporations. Question from Prometheus. Is that LOL? I don't know. There's a lot more political philosophy in that question, depending on whether people actually believe that statement is true. I think people who invest, depending on certain factors, deserve more, but it really just depends on the area in which they're investing. I think there are issues with some people causing massive spike in prices of certain goods just because they're hoarding it. You know, if like you buy metal for the sake of having it. So my understanding is that silver is basically the best conductor.
Yeah.
But because it's a financial commodity, it's hard to get. It's too expensive to use for technology. So we kind of hurt ourselves in that capacity, use copper instead. So, you know, it just really depends, man. Jim St. Armor says, throwback, I loved the show you did on ghosts. Fascinating insights. Tim, extra coolness points for inventing the concept of interdimensional pizza.
Yes.
Is that what I did?
You sure did. I recall. It
That was a
interesting.
cool episode.
All right, we are almost through. We're going to talk about the Denver airport. Where are we at? Oh, actually, did it just jump on me? Oh, it did. Never mind. We are getting inundated with many, many super chats. I am trying to figure out where we were. Wow. Okay, we got a ton of super chats. We're going to have to speed this up.
All right.
All right, here we go.
Fast mode. Gotta go fast.
Andrew Lazar says, I live in a small town in northern Michigan, and we just had our first COVID death. Scary stuff, man. Love you. Appreciate the super chat.
Man.
Sorry to hear.
Trumpelstiltskin says, shh, it's about to get real. Oh, yeah. Zam Thud said, you said in your other video, most people know nothing about exponential growth. Couple with long time between exposure and symptoms, and people just couldn't grasp the seriousness until too late. In 1 month, 4,000 people. You know what that means for the next month?
Dude, I'm worried.
Like, do the math. It's what are we going to look at? Like 100,000 or, I mean, tens of thousands?
That's what they're saying.
Yeah.
Between 1 and 200.
Cool Trico and Tetracodum. Thanks for becoming members. Shadow says, Reactor, a man on Twitter allegedly claiming to be your brother has been putting you and Emily on blast for removing him from Subverse News. Thoughts? I know it's all a big joke. He is in fact my brother. What he is saying is just not true, and I can't comment too much for legal reasons. I'm Dirtnap says, hey Tim, would a cardboard cutout of Lydia be cheaper than a camera? And that's not gumbo on your shirt. It's obviously poutine. Cheers from Canada. We were actually planning on taking a picture, a crudely drawn crayon drawing
Yes.
of her, and then the camera, you would just stick it on the wall, and then you just see that.
Yes.
There you go. Easiest way to do it.
I'll always look
And
sharp.
just like hold it up every
Yeah.
time she talks
There you go.
and put it down.
Yes.
Isaac Stoltz says, do you think the MSM will be successfully sued with all the blatant lies? Well, they have been sort of. The Covington kids won a settlement from CNN. I don't know what else is going to happen, but I think the reckoning is coming. It's going to be because too many people are going to start doing it. Harry Batensky says, third day in a row, glad you kids are still all right. When do we get to see the hidden hottie? She sounds hot anyway and smart, even better. Stay safe and ration that toilet paper. Tim Pooh? Yeah. We have the camera. We need to do set design stuff. So if we weren't under quarantine, we'd be moving much more quickly.
Exactly.
Control Delete says, Dallas Airport's tunnel system is a transit system for the lizard people's food. Interdimensional beings feed off of our negative emotions. Elites cause suffering to attract them in exchange for tech. If only. Wolfsbane says, hey Pim, saw the Quarterings video today. Don't know if it's real or not. Have a nice day and praise Soy Jesus and the Holy Ghost Lydia of Whiterun. Appreciate it.
Amen.
Big Josh says, I work for a major oil and gas company, and today we were issued a window placard that, quote, must be placed on our windshield, along with several papers that must be kept with us. Things are going to get bad. I have friends who've posted on Instagram. They're like essential worker cards.
Wow.
Can't go outside unless you got it. That's crazy. James says, have you seen the incredible message video from the Czech Republic to the Western world on how they significantly slowed the spread of coronavirus? I have not. We will check it out.
I haven't, yeah.
Umair says, follow up on someone's question yesterday. MGTOW is not just incels jerking each other off. Saved my life. See Sandman. I'll look into it. Mur Rockstro says, are y'all going to play box of rocks to test whether or not you're smarter than a box of rocks? Saw you picked it up today. What's box of rocks?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, me neither.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Did you pick up a box of rocks outside and someone was watching?
Not that I'm aware of.
No rocks
drones.
today.
Right.
The drones are spying on us.
Stephen Ortiz says, while ISIS was still in control of Iraq, ISIS learned to put IEDs on drones. Woof, yikes. All right, where did we just go? We just jumped. Austin Laverty says, all these people gathering in large groups greatly pleases Plague Father Nurgle. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Andrew Palmer says, Tim, before going to culinary school, I used to work in hospitals installing DirecTV in Houston for my family business. I recently had to go to a hospital to fix an issue at the hospital and was scary empty considering how many people I used to see. So my understanding is that they're preparing for a potential exponential burst. So they're trying to clear things out, cancel elective surgeries and stuff like that. Right?
Yeah, exactly. So I heard that they were canceling elective surgeries. They're preventing guests from visiting. I do know that. They're doing that same thing in nursing homes, especially. You know
what the challenge is? We're in front of it. We're in front of it to a certain degree. Yep. And if we end up, because we're in front of it, stopping it, people are going to say, oh, see, nothing happened. So it's like, you don't want to be behind it.
No, you don't. What is the saying? They'll say we're too early until it's too late or whatever. Yeah.
They'll say everything now is too drastic, and afterwards it wasn't drastic enough or something like that.
Yeah.
Seth Rose says, Star Trek is the ultimate dystopia. Who do you think programs computer? I don't know.
Good question.
Non-Servium says, my dad's supervisor wiped his hand on my dad's arm and said, if I have it, you have it.
Oh.
This is after one of the people at my local gas station that everyone stops at caught it. Wow.
Jeez.
Brandon, thanks for joining.
People, man.
Caesar says, the algorithm recently sent me down the Tony Hawk rabbit hole. Any pro skaters that y'all are really into? And are there any high-profile spots or tricks you always wanted to try?
Day one.
Aurelian Giraud, probably pronouncing his name wrong, is like one of the best skateboarders I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
And also Chris Joslin stuck a tray flip down El Toro.
I saw that.
He spun out.
I saw that.
I count it. I know people are like,
crazy,
come on.
Man.
So this is legendary. It's
the level.
Can you
the
put that in
levels
English
just keep
for
going
us?
higher and higher.
So it's a dude doing there's a legendary, we'll call it a stair set. It's
El Toro. Yeah.
El Toro,
Stairs,
the bull. It's a school, and it's 20 stairs. So it's pretty tall and pretty long.
It's crazy looking. Yeah.
A 360 flip is it's I don't want to call it advanced necessarily.
You have a little mini skateboard.
Well, it's when the board spins 360 degrees and flips over one time.
Yeah, you can show.
I don't want to say it's like the hardest trick in the world, but throwing a tray flip down a 20 set, especially El Toro. So it was like 7-8 years ago, someone kick flipped it.
Yeah.
And that was I can't remember who did that. Was it Dave Baczynski?
I don't remember.
Somebody kick flipped it. That's when you jump, the board flips under your feet. And this is massive. It's like probably, 8 or maybe like 10 feet high and like 20 feet long. And then they're flying like 13, 14 miles an hour. And this is the kind of thing where you get a couple tries and then you can't walk for 6 months.
Right, because you're hurt.
This dude...
He slammed twice before
no, several times. Like 4 or 5 maybe.
They showed the errors and then the almost land. I mean, he put a hand down, but it was one hand. When
he stuck it, he immediately flew back, rode for about 10 feet, and then spun out and jumped off.
Spun out, yeah.
Yep.
I mean, the fence was right there anyway, so it's like
El Toro.
Well, because the way that he was going left, there was a fence there. Oh. So he was gonna hit the fence anyway.
I don't think it was a fence. It was like grass or something.
I thought so. Well, there was something there that he would have had to stop anyway, but.
That's history, though, man. That's history.
It was huge.
For those that are curious, Google search El Toro and 360 flip, and you'll probably find it. Chris Joslin is an amazing skateboarder. Mm-hmm. All right, where were we just at? Did it just jump on me? It did.
It probably did. It always does. It likes jumping on you.
Yep. There we go. F Money says propylene glycol in vapes acts as a bactericidal. So it's a hit or miss when killing the virus in your lungs, but I believe it lowers your viral load. Interesting. A says, apparently my first super chat got skipped, but here's another tip for you guys. Please put it towards Lydia's beanie. I got her to agree to try wearing one today on Twitter. All the best, fam. Appreciate it.
We're going to have those beanies once this company opens back up. And,
we'll have the full
and
collection.
I can actually get them. So, but
stoked.
it's going. It's happening. The production's it's gonna be a thing.
Once the apocalypse is over.
Timcast beanies.
Yeah, any day now.
And now on to the dive
The deep dive,
into
if
the
you will.
most popular, wildest conspiracies surrounding the Denver International Airport.
Yeah.
This is from February 27th, so it's not that long ago. Friday marks the airport's 25th birthday. So a bunch of stories popped up, specifically because it was the anniversary. They were doing construction, and everyone loves to talk about the conspiracies at the Denver airport. So I'll read a little bit of this. They say, are they foolish rumors taken one step too far? Or is there some truth to the conspiracies of the Denver International Airport? It depends on how far you're willing to let your imagination run wild. For you, perhaps the truth is what you perceive as reality. Or maybe it's just what you want to believe. Or maybe it's basically anything that is yet to be disproved. When examined with even just a sliver of truth, the proof of these conspiracies seems pretty feeble and far-flung. But Alex Renteria, a spokesman with the airport, said it's clear that that isn't stopping the hardcore conspiracy theorists. And that's just fine by DIA, which is celebrating its 25th birthday Friday. It's not as exciting as everybody wants it to be, but I think that's why we love it so much. Let's get excitement around our airport, and that's okay if people think we're weird and have the Illuminati and that aliens land their spaceships here. That's fine with us. Keep thinking it, and we'll keep trying to prove you wrong, but we're not afraid to embrace those conspiracies.
It's a publicity stunt.
I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
Look at this. They say it only gets more bizarre when you learn about the conspiracies of who calls these tunnels home. Lizard people.
What?
Lizard people.
I believe
that
it.
one is so wild to me, Renteria said. I don't know. I'm wondering if someone fueled it. Somebody just decided that that was the case, and they were like, now there's lizard people here.
That's exactly how that happens.
Denver 7 previously reported that the lizard people are supposedly controlling the airport and can change forms as they work to rule the world. Renteria said DIA is taking this one in stride. In our marketing campaign in the Great Hall, there is a reference to lizard people in the tunnels. She said, we know that rumor is alive and well.
And didn't Billy Corgan say that he witnessed someone like de-shed their skin and a lizard person popped out?
Well, that was a super chat.
Oh, it was.
I don't know.
No. I've actually heard that before, that super chat. So it wasn't like that's where the only place I heard that. The fact that I heard it again, I was like, someone else is saying it.
Watching someone turn into a
Maybe
lizard.
it's true.
Well, you know what, man? Anything's
No.
possible,
Yeah,
to a
sure.
certain extent. Like, even if it was a 0.000000000, I can make zeros. 0.1% chance, that's still, it could happen, I guess. I just don't think they're lizard people. I encourage anybody who does believe in it, keep believing, she said. Who knows? Maybe someday we will see a lizard person. If there are no lizard people, are there at least aliens? There are no aliens, she said. This isn't a place where aliens can land their ship. I guess that's what we call them. No, unfortunately, I feel like that would be against FAA regulations for anything to land beside aircraft.
Yep.
And how about the Illuminati, the world's elites? Will members bunker in the tunnels during the apocalypse? Renteria said this is also untrue, though she jokingly wished there was some truth to it because she feels confident that she'd be able to nab a spot in the bunker if the world was indeed coming to an end. I feel like the Illuminati would like a nicer place. Don't get me wrong, I love our tunnels, but I'm just thinking that with all this money, if they're the world's elite, they'd want a nice place, some wallpaper, some marble floors.
Yeah.
Well, what's at the end of the tunnel?
That's right. Or in the secret
They just
sub-basement.
show the tunnels, but like you got to go down to the end, then you got the underground castle. That's
Right.
That's where they live.
Yeah, probably.
Well, the tunnel to the underworld where the lizard people are.
Oh, excuse me. The underworld castle.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
She confirmed that no airport employees have ever reported any strange sightings in the tunnels, though there are some drawings that could possibly depict aliens. Really? Wait, in the tunnels? Don't plan on sniffing around on your own to find the tunnel or lizard people. DIA is, after all, an airport and security is very tight. I'm sure people are very curious and want to walk into doors that are unmarked or say dangerous when there's really just like a furnace back there. The public is not allowed in the tunnels due to safety hazards. Conspiracy theorists may argue this is just another move to cover up the secrets of DIA.
Of course it is.
Public spaces are public for a reason, and we keep the public out of certain spaces for their safety and for the safety of others, Renteria said. As we just saw, there's somebody welding nearby. I mean, this is a total operation, so it'd be really hard to have passengers just hanging out down here. She compared to the sewage systems. The public simply isn't allowed down here. There's one exception. Travelers would be welcome to the tunnels if a tornado was threatening their safety. There is one conspiracy in the tunnels she said she can take seriously. There is an elusive soda machine that I've heard about that is 25 cents for a soda. Who knows? I've never found it. That's the real conspiracy. Okay. So that's their official statement.
Nice.
But let's do this.
Ooh.
This is a photo, and for
Yes.
those that are listening, let me describe it. It is a Nazi, I guess, and he has a sword
And a machine gun.
and a machine and some kind of machine gun with a bayonet on it, and he is stabbing a dove, it appears. There's some weeping people surrounding him with like dead babies and people lying on the ground, and it's a quite horrifying picture.
You know, I didn't notice this before. You're about to move to the next one, right?
Oh yeah.
Look at his gloves. Notice the gloves. We were talking about the other gloves in the other picture.
Yeah.
I didn't notice that those were the same gloves.
I mean, they're different color.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
well,
okay,
all right,
so
interesting.
So you see this guy, right? And there's like a rainbow, and then it turns to I don't know what does that turn into? I don't know, smoke or something.
Yeah.
Looks like a spirit coming
so-
from
so-
this body there.
To clarify, this is a mural at the Denver International Airport. We're going to show you a bit more of the art. So the next one we have is
The continuation of it, right?
right. So there's the rainbow coming over to this side. And in this one, it says, a bunch of like, I guess it says peace in various languages. And you can see all of these different people, races, and ethnicities of the world coming together, where there is what appears to be, I guess, is it fair to say it's like an Aryan kid? Blonde hair, blue-eyed kid with an iron fist
Yeah, I don't know.
and a hammer. And it looks like he's destroying a sword, I guess. I think it's the sword the guy had. Because look, there's the Nazi dude, I guess.
Yep, he's dead.
He's dead. And they're the birds.
They're alive and well.
And this dude looks like he's destroying a hammer.
There's an anvil.
It kind of
Yeah.
looks like he's made of stone. Look at his right arm. It's like broken, like stone would break. Even the gun is broken. The
Oh,
same
this guy.
way.
You're right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
it's-
turned into
and
a
his leg,
statue.
look.
Oh,
There
you're
it
right.
is.
Yeah, he's like made of
Yeah,
rock.
He's falling apart.
Interesting.
I mean, it looks like somebody was trying to make an all the people of the world coming together for world peace thing, and they're like destroying it. I
It's a
don't.
really funky looking anvil too.
Yeah, it is weird.
It's like
Everything about
I'm
this picture
assuming
is
it's
weird.
an anvil, but I
So
don't know.
so here's another
Interesting.
photo.
Oh,
This is
what the
another
heck?
one that gets people going like, oh, the Freemason symbol. Denver International Airport dedication capstone. Wellington E. Webb Mayor, and then it says, March 19th, 1984. New World Airport Commission. There it is. That's the proof. Everyone says that's
That's it.
proof of the New World Order.
New World
The
Airport.
New World Airport. So I think I might have. So here's a bunch of the other photos too. This is from out there, Colorado. What's up with the creepy apocalyptic paintings in Denver International Airport?
Great question.
This one's got like what is that? A penguin in a glass case?
So that's the other picture.
It's a pretty
Yeah.
cute penguin.
Yeah,
though,
the,
gotta
like
say.
the nature picture.
Is that a blue whale? A humpback whale?
Yeah, there's like animals.
Turtles?
and-
Yeah, humpback.
Yeah, it's really weird.
Then there's like
Forest
the
is
world
burning.
with forest is burning, and then there's
Yeah,
these
what?
weird like
So
look at
that
this.
is the airport itself. Those are the terminals.
Why
yes,
is it-
I have no freaking clue. Birds are up
That
there.
looks great.
What is it made of? Is
It
that
looks
like
really
some
cool.
kind of
It's like a tent.
what is what?
I
I
don't-
dig it. I dig it a lot, actually. I
What
think
is
it's,
it?
I think
What
it's
is it
really
made
cool.
of? I mean, yeah, sure.
It's like that. It's really heavy duty.
Is
I
it
don't
though?
know.
Really?
I've never touched it.
Wait,
it's
is
very,
it
very
is
high.
it soft fabric?
It is like reinforced fabric,
Whoa.
like a tarp almost.
For real?
Interesting.
Yeah. You look at me
That's
like I'm
so
crazy. Yeah,
weird.
look at it.
I mean, and
Here's
they
one,
built
check
that
this
in '94, and it's still like going strong.
yeah.
Oh, cool.
Wow.
Well, then awesome.
Here's a kid who's got a squirrel, but he's sad for some reason. I'll tell you what, if I had a squirrel, I'd be happy.
Yeah.
There's a dead kid.
Oh, there's a dead person.
No.
Okay, that's why he's sad.
That's why he's
All right, that I
sad.
get.
Okay.
It's
Dead animal.
it's Hansel, and there's Gretel.
Look,
Aw.
what is this? Everyone's rushing. Oh, it's another one of these. There's like a weird plant. They're all like.
What's happening?
It looks like
I mean,
a blue
it's
lotus.
just weird art. You know what I mean? It's like, here's that guy stabbing the bird again.
yeah.
Crammed
the
full of
rainbow and-
symbolism.
Yeah, I
or
made
something.
this joke where someone in the airport was like, "We need some art," and anybody know any artists? And someone's like, "Oh, I know an artist," and they like calls up his like second cousin who's like desperate for work, and he's like,
Yeah.
"Hey, I got the perfect opportunity for you. Bring all those great murals you bought about or that you did about world peace.
Well-
yeah, they're perfect for us."
Look at this one. Blue Mustang, known colloquially as Blucifer.
Oh, that's my future mayor.
This is a
sing.
look, what is
Blucifer.
so this story is from the Denver Post, and they're talking about how they've capitalized on it. Like we heard from that woman already, they're putting these conspiracy signs under construction or underground tunnels.
Ooh.
That's
Then they-
great. I love it. They're,
It's cool.
they're feeding into it. man.
Yeah.
But what's with all the creepy art?
Only now that I moved away does this seem super, super weird. Because I lived there my whole life.
And you were like, "That's normal. There's a giant
I
demon
mean,
horse."
Yeah, that's what's there.
I
Since I was
wonder-
3 years
I
old.
wonder if that demon horse likes soy.
I think.
I don't know. You should talk
You know,
to
I
him.
think it's simple, man. The person who was running the show was into stupid, like creepy art.
Definitely was.
I shouldn't say stupid. I mean, it's like they're into creepy art. It is what it is.
Or their close significant other was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, let me get my artwork on there. It's my only chance."
Right, here's
Look-
my
look at this.
chance.
I keep going back to. I truly believe that's the
Yeah, I
case.
think you're right.
Look at this picture. There's the Blucifer firing lasers from his eyes. Are we creating the world's greatest airport or preparing for the end of the world? You see, what you don't realize is they're leaning into it to discredit anyone. So
Yeah.
now if anyone's like, oh, I heard there's a conspiracy. Oh, it was an ad campaign.
Yeah,
You know,
come on.
Yeah.
one of my favorite pseudo conspiracy kind of ideas was that Men in Black the movie was purposefully made so that if anyone ever said the Men in Black are real, they'd be like, "You mean that movie?" But the movie The Men in Black is based on like this idea that government agents come and like they erase your memory and stuff like that.
Yep.
It's like obvious. But then, you know, I was reading a bunch of forums and it was funny. They're like, now if anyone ever says they actually saw the Men in Black, they're going to be
Dude.
like, you're just talking about a movie. You're
That's
crazy.
legit. There's a lot goes on we don't get told about.
What, the Men in Black are real?
Yeah, you know.
What do you know about it?
Well,
Nothing much.
no, I'll tell you what.
You've been flashed.
Men in Black are real. But people, we're talking
Like-
about aliens and
like
stuff.
there's actually men in wearing black.
who wear
Sure.
black?
Yeah, they're real.
No, like they're
Yeah, yeah.
exactly.
Sure,
they're,
why not? They
they-
have black suits
Yeah.
That's exactly it.
with
so,
brain neuralizers.
So no, not that part.
Oh no, no.
So what'll
oh,
happen is
okay.
like you'll be a witness to something or something, and then all of a sudden some government guys will show up and they'll ask you questions and they'll leave, and then people will be like, I don't know where they were from. You know, they were saying all this stuff. They were with the government and things like that. It's like, yeah, you know, this stuff happens. Like, what do you expect?
Things
Yeah, right.
happen. Yeah.
So, you know, well, this is the Denver airport. I don't I don't know what else to tell you. It's a creepy place, but I really doubt there's a sub-basement full of aliens or lizard people. But I suppose if you truly would like to understand where the lizard people do come from, there's another conspiracy we must talk about.
Ooh.
I love
Yeah,
it.
Operation High Jump.
Yes, I
And
wanna know
Admiral
about
Byrd.
this.
But before we do,
I don't know anything about it. I really want to.
Yeah.
Super Chats.
Yes.
Super Chats first. All right, let's see. Let's try and figure out where we are. Oh, actually, we're already down because that was actually a relatively quick Super Chat. Let's see. Where? Oh, here we go. Murr Rockstro says, box of rocks. You picked it up from the post office today. Probably haven't gotten around to opening it yet. Hopefully you'll enjoy it.
We
Oh, okay.
haven't picked it up from the thing yet. Then, if it is here, it is in the PO box.
Then we'll have to go get it.
Yeah.
Gabriel Guerrero says, do any of you play paintball or airsoft? Due to the lockdown, fields are closed, going stir crazy not playing.
I actually was at one point in the largest gathering of paintballing ever. It was in PA in like 1998. There was like 4,000, 5,000 people at once in this like massive war. It was
Wow.
It was so cool. There was like skirmishes and like a big epic battle, and like they broke, you know, they split us all into different groups too, and like you chose which side, and it was like red or blue, you know. But then it was epic and a lot of fun. But I've played a few times over the years, and I always enjoy some paintball.
Right on.
It hurts.
Yeah.
It's not pleasant to get
Eddie,
hit.
Eddie Dare says, have you guys seen the video of the Spanish nurse who recorded a bunch of filled body bags at a hospital in Manhattan? Stay safe, y'all. No, but I've seen similar video types, you know.
Yeah.
Best DGAF says, do you really think the evil corporations love specifically women and blacks? Why don't they like the same people in Asia or China? I think it's all about the money. On all the roads lead to Rome. It is. It's money. You know, they won't badmouth China, but they go where the marketing dollars, you know, have them go. So it's, you know, it's all about what they think will market well. Drumcore says, UAP channel for the best mud flood content. Oh, cool.
Oh, cool.
Andre Merrick says, 20% daily growth, 1,000 dead per day now. We will be 1.1 million cumulative in a month if not slowed down. Masks for all. Hopefully we've slowed it down.
It'll be slowed down, I think.
Yeah, because we were on like a 2-week lag for people who got sick.
Yeah.
Lizzie Smith said, man needed an organ transplant was denied because it was considered elective surgery for the donor. Whoa.
Jeez, dude.
Bridgeburner says, from what I've seen, heard, it seems Invisible Voice Girl is more based and right-wing than the two Beanie Bros. Am I correct? Either way, she seems pretty awesome. You guys are all right. So, two, I guess.
Yeah, you're definitely more on the right than we
I
are.
am.
Yeah.
I am to the right of that center line.
Yes,
There you go.
That's
definitely.
correct. Yep.
Unuxon says, Carmen, best Seattle police chief, is tyrannical. Yeah. Justin O'Toole says that mural seems to depict the new generation of the world creating a better world without war, and that the airport is part of making that happen. That's what a lot of people have said. It's just the kids are saying no to this and coming together.
Oh, like Greta.
Right.
Oh.
Social justice.
Interesting.
Ted Skowronek says, harumph I say, but first head over to mock me all you want. It's complicated bursting echo chambers. Learn to Cole. You know it. Greenhorn says, what were your first console and favorite game on it? Nintendo, and probably Zelda.
My first console was the original Game Boy. I still have it, actually. And my favorite game for the original Game Boy was probably Zelda also.
You know what? I really liked Trojan for NES.
I
ever
also
played Trojan?
really liked Tetris a lot, too. Gosh, that's a good game.
All right, where were we? Mountain Man, thanks for the super chat. Shield Lab says, the artist that made the sculpture Lucifer was killed by the horse sculpture as the head fell off and severed an artery in his leg. Look it up.
I saw somebody
What?
mention that. I
Wait,
did not
what?
know that.
Whoa.
Ooh.
Creepy.
It's haunted. That's all there is
Yeah.
to it.
Oh, that's where it
Knew
gets
it.
its red eyes.
Mr. Hunt, first name Mike, says, respect, doing a great job, but take the truth Trump pill already. Dre Baker says, Event 201, pandemic simulation funded by Johns Hopkins and Bill and Melinda Gates. Chinese funding, look it up. Dates line up with the beginning of this pandemic. This is why people are blaming Bill Gates. We'll take a look at it. Jacob says, pronounced Eford, check out J.R. Reeves with Randall Carson. Then check out Brian Forrester. Lastly, watch Bright Insights vid from 3/2/20. 11,000 years ago, a cataclysm ended a global civilization. Ooh. Dirk McMahon said, oh, yeah, so like the mud flood idea is that we're rediscovering old buildings. It's like, and then claiming we built them or something.
Ah, okay.
Dirk McMahon says, please listen. JFK Secret Society's speech live. Interesting. Non-Servium says, the only places that get a free pass are communist. Paxton Fairbanks says, I'm having a panic attack due to a massive fight between my mom and my brother. Thank you guys for giving me something else to focus on and help get centered. I don't know where I would be without you guys. Well, I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thanks for being in the super chat. Harry Toe says, you guys suck at conspiracy theories. Can you get a real conspiracy guest then lockdown is over? When lockdown is over? Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I
we're
can't
try.
wait.
Yeah, all
Please.
sorts of stuff to
Yeah.
do.
We are looking forward to it.
Socialism says, don't you guys think it's really cool that we are all living inside a history book now and your videos might be used to teach students later down the road? Oh, no, that's creepy. Like, not got to think twice about what I'm saying, huh? Nah, it's cool. K98 says, all who sail the seas of chaos rejoice, for when Nurgle visits, the fiat lie buckles. Paul Scott says, have you looked into the truth bull levels of the Who's Tedros Adhanom should be tried for crimes against humanity? That's been making the rounds. Most of the video is past actions over recent.
So he oversaw a couple outbreaks of, I think it was cholera
Yeah.
in whatever his country was, and he probably should have gotten in trouble for that.
Wow.
But you got to point you to the WHO
Yeah.
instead. Thanks to China.
Chrism says, Tim, which side would you fight on the Second Civil War? I don't know, man. Freedom and liberty. My family and my friends. Who knows where I don't know. Not the crazy authoritarians. I'm not giving my name to a machine. Says, is it really if this really is the apocalypse, do you think the programmers will have to learn to mine? Oh, that would be hilarious. Yeah. Learn to mine. Mountain Man says, hey, Tim, I love your work. Keep it up. Appreciate it.
No, they would just code the robots that would mine.
No, if the apocalypse happened and we're down to no tech, all the coders now have to go mining.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Lucas says, painting clearly shows a Russian-style uniform and AK-47 style rifle clearly a Nazi. All right, so Russian.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
Russian,
Yeah.
Nazi, some kind of totalitarian.
But thank you for correcting us. I
Yeah,
appreciate it.
Thank you.
And now on to the more interesting, crazy of the conspiracies, for which people will be upset because we're not conspiratorial enough.
Yes.
First,
One person.
Yeah.
First,
Whatever.
I'm just kidding. Evidence of ancient rainforests found in Antarctica.
This is awesome.
This is from April 1st. It's from today.
What?
And it's from the most credible source, the most trusted name in news, CNN, which
So-
means it must be true.
Okay, so it's
Conspiracy confirmed.
It's not an
It's
April
not an
Fool's
April
thing.
Fool's
I don't
joke?
know.
Just checking.
Yeah, because I was looking for news today, and I'm like, man,
Oh,
how do I
man.
know if
Nervous.
anything is real
Yeah.
today? Because
Oh,
everyone just goes
The
nuts.
worst day in the world, man.
I
It,
know.
it sucks.
Worse than tax
So
day.
the story itself, we have this Medium post showing Admiral Byrd's flight, 1947, where apparently you can go into the center of the Earth from the North and South Poles.
What?
And there's Agharta,
Oh, cool.
the land of advanced races, a central sun, which kind of makes the Earth seem like a Dyson sphere of some sort, and then the city of Shambhala. But we'll talk about this. The first thing I do want to highlight is that the story is basically that this dude, or what I was told, goes down to Antarctica and finds like lizard people and fights them or something. But we have the story about how,
And wins? Come on. Really?
I don't know, or runs away.
Okay.
But this is a story from CNN about there were ancient rainforests found in Antarctica, and it's interesting enough. Let's read a little bit of the real news and then go on a fantastical voyage.
Yes.
They say when dinosaurs roamed the Earth 90 million years ago, the planet was much warmer, including Antarctica at the South Pole. But in a surprising twist, researchers have discovered evidence that Antarctica also supported a swampy rainforest at the time, according to a new study. Researchers captured a slice of the sea floor using a drill rig aboard a polar research vessel on West Antarctica's Amundsen Sea between February and March 2017. The sediment core sample was taken near the Pine Island and Thwaites glaciers. CT scans of the sediment core revealed pristine samples of forest soil, pollen, spores, and even root systems so well preserved that they could identify cell structures. The soil included examples of pollen from the first flowering plants found this close to the South Pole. Wow,
Very
that's
cool.
incredible.
Very cool.
They dated the soil, its fine-grained clay, and silt to 90 million years ago. Their study published Wednesday in the journal Nature. During the initial shipboard assessments, the unusual coloration of the sediment layer quickly caught our attention. It clearly differed from the layers above it, said Johann Klages, study author and geologist at the Alfred Wegener Institute. We had found a layer originally formed on land, not in the ocean. Scientists know that during the age of the dinosaurs, conditions were warmer. The mid-Cretaceous era, from 80 million to 150 million years ago, was the warmest period for Earth in the past 140 million years, the researchers said. The surface of the sea likely reached 95 degrees Fahrenheit in tropical areas, and the sea level was 558 feet higher than it is now.
Wow.
Yeah, seriously. But there has been no evidence about what conditions were like in the South Pole. This is the southmost sample of the Cretaceous period collected so far, revealing what Antarctica was like between 83 and 93 million years ago. Conspiracy time.
Yes.
What if there is an ancient race that once inhabited these foresty areas 80 to 150 million years ago? Intelligent dinosaur-like creatures. And they struggled to survive in the pits of the caves of Antarctica and went to battle with Admiral Richard Byrd. I don't know if that has anything to do with Admiral Richard Byrd or anything.
I love it.
But there's this Medium post. So this is the first thing, admittedly, like one of the first things that comes up when you search for Admiral Byrd and like fighting lizard people and stuff.
Yes.
It's the strange hollow earth case of Admiral Richard Byrd. It's a Medium post, so it's from Alexandria Ducksworth. I don't know who that is or whether she's credible or not. But let's read the story of Hollow Earth. She writes, Medal of Honor recipient Admiral Richard E. Byrd allegedly wrote his encounter with a lost civilization in Antarctica, according to Hollow Earth theorists. Byrd met ancient race underground in the South Pole. How was this left out from Byrd's mission, Operation High Jump? Could it be one big hoax conspiracy theorists love to fantasize? According to Byrd's diary, the government ordered Byrd to remain silent for what he witnessed during his Antarctic assignment. March 11th, 1947, quote, I have just attended a staff meeting at the Pentagon. I have stated fully my discovery and the message from the master. All is duly recorded. The president has been advised. I am now detained for several hours, 6 hours, 39 minutes to be exact. I am interviewed intently by top security forces and a medical team. It was an ordeal.
4 exclamation points.
4 exclamation points. I am placed under strict control via the national security provisions of the United States of America. I am ordered to remain silent in regard to all that I have learned on the behalf of humanity. Incredible.
In all caps.
All caps. 3
Oh,
exclamation
that's how you
points.
know it's serious.
Yeah.
I am reminded that I am a military man and I must obey orders. Now here's the question I have. If this is real, did they write in all caps in books? Like before the internet?
I don't know.
Or is that an internet thing that someone, like kind of
No.
a wink wink at the audience? Like,
They did OMG before there were computers in like the 1700s.
They did?
Yeah, they did. I saw it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
After many polar accomplishments, Byrd organized Operation High Jump in 1947. The objective, construct an American training and research facility in the South Pole. I mean, that's cool. A simple military task, right? Some say the American government sent their troops to the South Pole for any evidence of the rumored German base 211. Nazis were fascinated with anything regarding the Aryan race. They traveled all over the world, including Antarctica, to learn more of alleged origins. The Germans did make their mark in the South Pole. However, what they have discovered doesn't compare to what Byrd recorded in his diary. Agartha, Antarctica's secret. So there's a flying saucer to Venus, apparently. There's
How did he know that's where it was going?
Did he draw this?
Oh, wait, yeah. What is this from anyway?
I don't know. Big
This
Think.
This isn't from the same person, huh?
Inside the Hollow Earth via Big Think.
I don't know. Okay.
We'll open this one.
Cool.
We'll see what this is.
That's so cool.
Center of gravity 400 miles down, and then what? You can go inside and walk like normal or something? With a sun in the middle of it?
There's a sun in there.
Shambhala.
Cool.
You know, one of the earliest movies I ever remember seeing, I don't remember how old I was. I must have been like 3 or 4. But I was at my grandma's house, and it was Journey to the Center of the Earth.
Yeah.
And I remember it being so epic. Like, I was just like, I want to be that scientist that, like, discovers the lizards. They find like dinosaurs, massive, huge mushrooms that are like is bigger than houses, and I thought that was so cool. I mean, I knew it was not real,
That's so cool.
Well, don't you
I
want
agree.
but it
to
was
be real,
awesome.
though?
It's like my first memory of a movie is that.
Don't you want this to be real?
Kinda, yeah.
How
totally.
exciting would that be?
It would be
so
amazing.
cool.
I know that there's like the saying people say, I was born too late to explore the world and too early to explore the stars.
Yeah.
That's not true. It's just people don't want to explore the Earth.
It
They
involves
think-
a lot of the ocean.
Well, they right, but also because we have a satellite picture of certain islands or certain areas of like I don't know the
We
Yukon.
haven't explored that.
Yeah, we haven't gone up there.
Yeah.
Go walk around. Go to the
Keep going.
Amazon. Walk through the jungle. Like you'll find stuff.
Hard work.
Yep.
It's crazy. There's probably ancient ruins we've never. There are tribes in the Amazon we've never contacted.
Yeah.
No, so there's certainly things they probably have. I mean, you can get in trouble if you go do that.
Yeah,
because
there's,
they
there's
have
this
laws
site
protecting
that
them.
I was on, and it helps you identify grave robbers in like ancient ruins.
Cool.
And I don't remember exactly the name of the site, but it was really cool because they basically crowdsourced other people to help them look. They would give you like, you'd see this square and it was a satellite image of a random place in Egypt or South America somewhere, all these different places, and they kind of teach you how to look for if someone has been digging, like if it was near like an ancient looking site, you would flag it, and then if enough people flagged it, they would go check it out, and it actually worked. They actually started finding people that were digging in ruins and actually taking
cool.
artifacts out of the ground to try to sell and
Nice.
like whatever. And I saw a lot of cool things. Like it was so intriguing just to like see snippets of the earth, and you'd see what country it is, but that's all it gave you.
That's
It's like
so
it's this
cool.
country, so
Dude.
you'd know it was like these old ancient sites.
Well, let's keep reading this, but I do want to
Yeah.
mention I watched this really interesting YouTube video about how they think they found where Atlantis was in
Oh.
the Sahara Desert
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
because there used to be coastal,
Yeah.
and then when the waters like receded or whatever, it just became a barren wasteland.
Yeah.
We can talk about that tomorrow.
Oh,
But
that's cool.
Let's read this. She goes on. For thousands of years, people all over the world have written legends about Agartha, sometimes called Agartha or Agarthi, the underground city. But did Bird find it? He met the Master, the city's leader, who told him of his concerns about the surface world. Quote, "Our interest rightly begins just after your race exploded the first atomic bombs over Hiroshima and Nagasaki, Japan. It was that alarming time. We sent our flying machines, the Flugelrads." That sounds like something out of Rick and Morty.
Rads. That
It-
sounds like
it-
something you would come up with.
They're powered by
Right.
plumbuses.
Yes.
Indeed.
To your surface world to investigate what your race had done. You see, we had never interfered before in your race's wars and barbarity, but now we must. For you have learned to tamper with a certain power that is not for your man, mainly that of atomic energy. Our emissaries have already delivered messages to the power of your world, and yet they do not heed. Apparently, the government knew about Agartha before Bird. According to the Master, places such as Tibet, the Great Pyramid of Giza, and the North Pole all have tunnels leading to Agartha. What else did the Master teach Bird? What about the rest of Operation High Jump Crew? Bird didn't uncover the underground world alone. Whether the whole Hollow Earth story is fact or fiction, it's great to imagine there are still hidden civilizations out there in the world.
It is.
Aw. It's so interesting. Well, I tell you what.
Go back to the image of the Dyson Earth.
Dyson Earth.
Do you think flat earthers are out there like, oh, I knew it was something. We were
close.
No.
didn't have
No.
it exactly, but this is it.
No. Somewhere.
Look, it's I mean, it's still a globe, but
Yeah.
Somewhere. A bunch of like middle-aged dudes in glasses walk into a parking lot with brass knuckles and chains.
Yeah.
And then across from them comes another bunch of dudes with, middle-aged guys holding flat earth, I'm not going to call it a globe, but models.
yeah.
And then they run towards each other and they're fighting. Chains are flying, bats are swinging. Someone pulls out a katana. Whoosh, someone's got a pitchfork.
It's a Dyson Earth. No, it's flat Earth. No, it's a Dyson Earth.
There. Yeah.
So inside Hollow Earth. Oh, it's the same image basically.
Yeah.
So
okay.
That is.
yeah, so this is
cool.
basically the image that goes around. But here's what we should do. Well, actually, let me read this. More recent theories suggest a hollow Earth inhabited by creatures that fly UFOs across our skies, or by dwarves, dragons, other lost races, or ascended masters of esoteric wisdom.
It's getting further and further down the rabbit
Wow.
hole.
See,
You know
it's-
what, man? It's just becoming a catch-all for what people want to exist.
Or Agartha hole? I
Agartha,
guess?
right?
Sure.
Well, here's the actual
Operation.
Operation High Jump. The objectives, according to the U.S. Navy report: training personnel and testing equipment in frigid conditions, consolidating and extending the United States sovereignty over the largest practicable area of the Antarctic continent, publicly denied as a goal even before the expedition ended. determining the feasibility of establishing, maintaining, and utilizing bases in the Antarctic and investigating possible base sites, developing techniques for establishing, maintaining, and utilizing air bases on ice, with particular attention to later applicability of such techniques to operations in interior Greenland, where conditions are comparable to those in the Antarctic, amplifying existing stores of knowledge, electromagnetic, geological, geographic, hydrographic, and meteorological. Interesting. And supplementary objectives of the Nanook expedition. And I'll tell you what I think happened. If it's true, this Admiral Byrd guy said all these things, isn't it just more likely that the dude had like late onset schizophrenia?
Yeah.
He may
That's
have
about it.
gotten really cold and had some hypoxia and hallucinated. I
How
don't
many
know.
how many people were on the mission with him?
A bunch of other people, I guess.
Navy dudes or military
Yeah.
dudes.
Yeah, but back then it was like, well, I guess it was in the 40s. It wasn't that
Too
that
long
bad.
ago.
Does Wikipedia talk about it? Okay, here we go. Well, let me zoom out because they do
yeah.
bring it up. They do bring up
Oh,
the
yeah.
Secret Land.
Ooh.
The documentary about the expedition, The Secret Land, was filmed entirely by military photographers and narrated by actors Robert Taylor, Robert Montgomery, and Van Helflin. Oh, so this doesn't have anything to do with
No.
it. No, it's just like, yeah, you go in here and there's nothing fun. You'd think they'd at least mention it, right?
Yep.
Because people talk about it.
Yeah.
I you know, it's a comforting lie. It's fun to imagine, and people want something to be more exciting than it really is. I'll tell you what, we're living in history, like, you know, our friend over in the super chat said.
Yep.
We're living it. We're in the history books.
Isn't that weird? Because to us it seems like worrying and kind of
Yeah.
bothersome.
History is condensed.
Yeah. I
So
know,
in
with
100
the
years,
highlight reel.
they're going to read the whole pandemic is going to be one paragraph. In 2019, you know, this happened.
X
and then,
number of people
and
died.
then
and we moved
2021, as they moved on from the pandemic,
As a result,
escalation
yeah.
with China, you know.
There was a baby blip.
There was a
Right.
baby blip.
Yep.
Yes.
And then, as you know, in the 2050s, the Cronials staged a major uprising.
Yeah, they would.
They carried the infection, and it wiped out the rest of humans or whatever. All right, let's jump over to the super chats, and we're getting close to winding down, guys. So make sure you
Yeah.
hit the like button, follow us. Our usernames are right above our heads at Timcast, at Adam Krigler.
And also subscribe and share. That really
Yes.
helps us out.
Yes.
Tell everybody we're cool.
Yeah, man.
That's an order.
We crave it.
Or tell them, you know, we're not cool. I don't know, whatever. All right, let's see. Drunk Shovel says, Sino Delenda. All right. Jeremiah says, Mark Cuban was smart to keep his employees on retainer so they won't collect $600 a week unemployment. Interesting. Rip says, is there any news on things overshadowed by Kung Flu? Yellow Vest's Hong Kong movement? I mean, no, everything stopped. The world stopped.
No, they're still trying to make laws about random things.
I did
Dude,
see something
That
about
didn't
Iran.
stop.
All of the authoritarians of the world just got exactly what they wanted. The protests, they cracked down. There was still some Yellow Vest stuff I saw recently, but we'll see if this keeps going because now it's a moral imperative. How dare you put us at risk?
Well, yeah. How do you justify that to yourself, staying out in the street when your family could be at risk?
Well, I'll tell you what. Hundreds of thousands of feminists protested March 8th in Spain. They had been warned on March 2nd by the European CDC that this was going to get bad. And now the government there's a criminal complaint being filed against the president of Spain, I guess, what the story Espanol
the
said.
Spanish government.
Yeah, because they allowed the feminists to march, even though the CDC of Europe said don't, gather. So welcome to people not caring.
Weird.
Yeah.
Major Mayhem says the hunt is closer to reality than you think. Well, I cannot click the link, but I appreciate it. Major Mayhem, thanks for the super chat. Stone Bleed says they tried to quarantine neighbor narc thing here in Idaho this morning. It was stopped before 3 p.m. by pissed off state legislators. Awesome.
Good.
Yeah.
Physics
Nice.
says, reminds me of At the Mountains of Madness by Lovecraft. Cool.
Oh yeah, Lovecraft.
Gregory
Great.
Robinson says, fun fact, one of the animals that the Antarctic rainforest is known for is, what is that, Coolosuchus, which was basically a giant salamander the size of a crocodile.
Ooh.
Wow.
Cool. That was actually in that movie I watched.
Oh,
was
very
it?
cool.
Yeah.
Wow. Mr. Phil says, have you heard of the guy in LA who tried to ram the USNS Mercy with a train?
Yeah, we were talking
Did
about
hear about
that.
Crazy,
that.
dude.
That
That's
is nuts.
Wow. Shire Logistics says, holy crap, an engineer did run a freight train off the tracks in an attempt to attack the U.S. Navy ship. Why?
What was his motivation?
What
Why?
is going
I don't
on?
know.
That's terrorism.
Seriously.
It depends on his motivation.
Yeah. Aaron Cowell says, at the Mountains of Madness is better than this. They even found the giant penguins. Giant penguins.
Oh, penguins.
The resurrection is coming says, don't be silly. In the center of the earth is hell.
Of course.
Christopher Romero says, have you guys seen the paper by Dr. Fauci published on the 26th? Essentially equating the coronavirus to a severe flu outbreak. It's based on earlier information, but it's interesting to read.
That's what it feels like.
Yeah, we'll check it out. Furby Slayer says, sounds like he was writing a book in his bedroom. In his boredom, sorry. You could use the financials page on YouTube to read super chats that they stay in order.
Oh,
Wait, really?
we're going to have to look at that.
Yeah. Chrism says, what's your favorite movie, Wizards or Gandahar? I don't know. What? Those are movies?
I don't
Haven't seen neither of those.
yeah, me neither.
I'm not familiar.
Ricky Davy says, this is an end-of-the-world story that was actually classified by the CIA cosmic disaster.
Ooh.
Really?
Look it up.
Interesting.
CIA.
The Deluxey says, asked my bro about freedom in Corona. His point, government already has the power for war. It's the Soviet bomber days. Lights off or line gets cut. Don't be an A during a crisis rule. Brandon Gravely says, it would be amazing if you got Armored Skeptic on here to talk conspiracy theories. I'd love to, but we're under quarantine.
We
so.
will. We can't wait. Trust us. We're looking forward to it.
Oh, everybody says we're still sending $4 billion to Israel. Thoughts?
We're sending foreign aid to everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere. And there's a bunch of other states that get comparable, Streb says, conspiracy theory. Hillary Clinton is behind the Kung flu, no longer talking about Epstein.
Huh.
LOL. Yeah, well, we know. Shire says, the engineer told the California Highway Patrol that he believes there's a conspiracy going on and that the ship is not there for humanitarian reasons and that he just did it all of a sudden.
He said he thought it was suspicious and he did not believe the ship was what they say it's for.
Oh, man.
What the heck?
Samuel says, Agartha remind me of a book I got when my granddad died that talks about a lot of unexplained mysteries. One of the stories was about a guy in a Navy ship saw an oblong ship emerge from the ocean, then shoot off into the sky.
Oh,
Cool.
interesting.
Julian says, the invisible woman needs a Twitter.
I have a Twitter.
Yeah, what's your Twitter?
It is at MARCELAAU.
You need, no.
I need the button. I don't have a button.
No, you need a better Twitter name.
Hey,
Something
that's
simple.
what I have.
Right.
Marcella Aurelius with an A.
All right.
Well, type in the chat a couple times so
Yeah,
people
there you
can
go.
see
I
it.
have been.
No, like right now.
All right,
Go
let me
ahead.
do that. All
So
right,
she's gonna post
Throw it in
hit
there.
F like 5 times in a row.
Hit F.
F for respect for the invisible woman.
Well,
There we go.
our little UFO is grown tired.
So now you
See it spinning.
can see her. She's about to
There we go. It's
about to
there.
pop up.
Ta-da!
Boom. Well, I meant like F enter, not like
Okay.
20 Fs in a row.
Well, there it is.
Anyway, thanks everybody. You guys are great.
We do the show every Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. You can follow us. Our names are above our heads.
Boom.
And we're trying to not talk about coronavirus all the time because it's just like being locked down. It's bad enough. We got to hear about it 24/7.
Yes,
But
it's true.
I do think to a certain degree, some people are getting, well, actually, no, I was going to say they're getting back from work. No, they're not. You're at home all day. You hear this stuff all day.
That's
Let's talk
right.
about aliens. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for hanging out.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Subscribe, hit the notification bell, and we'll see you all tomorrow.
Right, bye, guys.
Good night.